We also have EA Origin Access Premier for our PC players. So talk about it, man. Talk about it.
I thought you would never ask
There
my
you go.
friend. EA
I'm gonna get
Access,
some water.
what is it? It's the opportunity to play on 725. Play it before anyone else. Never been on PlayStation before.
What's going on, y'all?
They're always asking for it. It's here, 725.
Hopefully
PlayStation,
my sound is correct.
Xbox, get ready to go.
And I got my
Also,
sound
along
right.
with that is the PC. You've got
So you can hear me
similar to
and the
Premiere
stream.
going on PC, 725. That's the whole thing right there.
Hopefully
Tremendous
my sound
value.
is right.
Really,
gonna be
really
looking
excited
at-
about EA Access. That does
Let's
not
just
include
let them
the special
talk.
solos that I'm going to now mute my microphone and let you discuss.
All right, good stuff. So this year, you know, it's kind of cool.
So
when I
Kralo's
started,
just talking about
playing
Ultimate
some of
Team
these,
and Mutt. I'm a little late, but
started playing Madden Ultimate Team over the
we're just
weekend.
gonna
I
react
logged
to
in
it.
and I noticed that we had some EA Access.
they're talking about
solos
EA
that are
Access
only
stuff.
gonna be available
They're
for
going
a
to be
limited
EA
time. So for
Access
those
solos.
players that actually do participate in EA Access, they get those 10,
Let me make sure my sound
10
is right.
hours of player first trial. They're able to go ahead and complete these
They're talking
solos
about
and
EA
those
Access
that are
stuff.
wins and
They're
whatnot.
gonna be
I think there's
EA
10
Access
solos
solos.
players that actually do participate in EA Access. They get those 10,
Let me make sure my sound
10
is right.
hours of player first trial. They're able to go ahead and complete these
Talking
solos
about
and
EA
those
Access
that
stuff.
wins and
They're
whatnot.
gonna be
I think there's
EA
10
Access
solo
during that
players
first
that actually do
that player first trial there, and yeah, so just going through there, 10 challenges.
It's gonna be 10
kinda get your feet
solos.
wet with the stars. You know, you get your opportunity to sort of play on the different difficulties, and each one of those
And a
are
few
you know,
EA
just
Access
different
only
conditions
Premier
that you need
solos
to
and stuff
meet.
like that.
And for that, you know, you're gonna get. I believe I was just taking a look at this beforehand. I think it's coins, a couple gold players, and I think there is a pack. I'm not gonna say which pack it is, but there's definitely a pack in there as well for knocking out all those stars.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy, AGK. We actually have a banner underneath the stream tonight so that you can actually go down there and click if you're interested. We've got a link for Xbox users. We now have a link for PlayStation users. How exciting is that's going to be coming online? 725, but be ready, you know. And then, of course,
3 days, yeah.
PC, we've got a link down there for that. So 3 links in the chat. Chat, go click it. We need you. We need you to click it and get on in there for some 725 access.
The energy from Z Farls is pretty intense today.
I like the intensity. What I don't like is that people are just watching
I
us.
know they're
We
watching
need-
us laugh
we-
at
we-
Z Farls
we
while
need-
we're going.
we need Farls
like, yeah,
cam.
yeah,
We
we
need
need
Farls
Farls cam. So I think that the goal this year for this stream, for Madden Daily Drops or whatever we're gonna call it, we need to get like a face cam over by the computer. Like every view in the office, even Gabby the Grander, we got to get a face cam now that she's a Madden ratings adjuster. All right, if you guys did not see that, Madden's rating adjuster was on E60 this weekend on ESPN. It was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw it.
I did. I was able to check it out. I was thankfully had a moment with the boys this weekend, and I saw Swami was like, "Hey, we're the next segment." So I just went out there and turned on ESPN. That was really
cool.
Nice feature.
I think it's a really cool thing to kind of see things like that happen here in the studio.
So level up level
so
2
all right,
rewards
guys,
look
let's go
like
ahead
a
and talk
silver
about
player.
MUT levels. So what
Yeah,
we're
so
going
they're
to
gonna
do
talk about
through
MUT
this,
level
again,
rewards
everything's
now.
a work in progress. These images were taken again, last Wednesday, kind of going throughout the week, even
So
over
these
the weekend.
images were taken again
We're going to
last
walk you
Wednesday.
through some of these
MUT
levels.
Leaks
We're
leaked
going
them
to talk
today.
about some of these things.
MUT Leaks
so,
on Twitter.
one of the things I noticed, Jake, is that when I logged in and I was actually playing through just the challenges, the ultimate challenges, what's cool this year is that I can just go to the next one, right? So when I was actually done and I went back, I noticed that I had already unlocked, MUT level 5. And I kind of got all this type of content kind of coming to my console at that time. But then I went ahead and reset my account with Nick's help, and then we walked through each one of these. So, if you're a person that's playing this step by step, we're going to walk through this. So, MUT level 2, you're going to go ahead and get a player right here.
MUT level 2 is a get a player pack.
Seahawks fan. We have the Seattle Seahawks right here. Next, at MUT level 3, we get a 2,000 coin quick sell.
Well, level
And
3,
then
you get a
level
2,000
4,
coin
we
quick
get the level
sell.
solos. Those are back
Level
this
4,
year.
you get more solos.
Level 5,
Level 4
we have a
solos.
theme selector token. So
Now, this
before we
theme
go any
selector
further
token
with
is
the
new.
theme selector token, let's go to the next screen. Talk to me about the theme selector token and kind of how it's going to be used. We have a part where we're talking about theme builders and other stuff, but talk about this.
Yeah, so I mean, theme builders, it's going to be one of those those early pieces of content that players are going to be able to get themselves into. So as you see here at level 5, you get the what we're calling the theme selector token, as well as this tip. Well, why is there a token, and what does this all mean? Well, this collectible maps to 32 sets, right? Each set is for each individual team. So what this essentially is doing is you're choosing which one of the 32 teams you want to unlock and play through their theme builder challenges. And each of those are basically just like a sort of a rebuild of the regular season schedule that each one of those teams has. And as you're playing through it, you're going to get team specific rewards by playing through that. There's also what we're calling a theme king at the end. So and are we just getting into this now? Are we diving in? Or
honestly, I think we're gonna get to those images as well.
Okay.
But go with the flow of it. If you want to talk a little bit about it, we'll go back and reference those images. 'Cause I think it's just good.
I'll explain
to know
it in a second.
Like,
When
hey,
you
okay,
kind of stop talking.
because people are gonna see this theme token and be like, "What is this all about?"
what is
So
this
just kind of talk through that. We have images to support it to kind of give you guys some more context. But yeah, go ahead.
So, for instance, spoilers, I took the Bucks. Ndamukong Suh is their theme king. So I was like, okay, we're going to get in here. So
you're
as
gonna
I'm
have
playing
theme
through
kings,
there and playing through
which is basically
those,
like Team Diamonds.
Right, here we go.
But
He's on
you're
point
gonna
today.
do like solos
Love
to
it.
get them.
I think
Stay home,
I
kids.
think he
We got
actually
And like
there
do
you
theme
go,
builders
exactly.
to
I know
get
he's
them.
watching.
So you'll put in a certain
So,
amount of
so
tokens.
I'm going through and I'm playing through this Buck schedule and I'm earning
them.
content that is Buck specific. My very first challenge in there, I got Ndamukong Suh's power up, for example. Right?
Got it. Okay.
And then as I continue going on, I'll continue getting more Bucks theme rewards. I'll eventually get to where I can get Ndamukong Suh's core elite, and then finally at the very last one, I can go ahead and get his theme king as well. So, when it's all said and done, you can get all those players up to an 87. So
Actually,
so
and Forrest,
that's
can we
the
go
item
back real
sets.
quick? So one of the things too, I got to call this out. I thought it was kind of cool. Is like when you go into like this screen and you click on theme selector, it says add to sets. You can go ahead and add to sets. Sorry, that was a little savage move right there. So there, I picked the Seahawks. You can pick whichever team. Sorry guys, I had to throw that in the stream. I know a lot of you guys were talking about that last year. We kind of needed to call it out. Sorry, Jake.
That's okay.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. The next screen that we got right here is kind of like the theme builder. We have the sets. And so this is where we walk through, for example, you're going to get that theme token and take it away from right here.
Yeah, so this is where you're picking, which one of those teams you're looking to unlock. And so, a lot of this, I'm sure, is sounding like, well, Jake, does that mean that I can only do one of these? So initially, yes, but as you're playing through, what we're going to do is give you an additional theme selector token every 5 levels. So at 5, 10, 15,
Okay,
as
so
you go
every
along,
5 levels
you'll end
you
up
get
being
a
able
theme
to do a
selector
total of
token.
10 of these teams on your own.
Makes
So
sense.
And could I call that out?
So you'll be able
just
to do
how-
10 at level 50.
I thought that was very
level,
important.
1 to 50.
A pro tip I always give every year is I believe the offensive and defensive playbooks you default to is your favorite team.
Right.
So, I always fake pick the Patriots as my favorite team so I can get their offensive and defensive playbooks because I think they always give me a good chance to win at the start. I got this token when I was playing the other day, and I'm like, man, I get one of these. I really need to pick it well because I don't know when I'm going to get my next playbook or I don't know when I'm going to get my next uniform. But then I got a couple more, and I was like, is this a trap? Did I do it wrong? But you were generous with the 5 levels, so I got one, like you said, every 5 or so. So don't feel restricted. We have some videos coming out from Game Changers with playbook
So these
recommendations.
theme
If
builder
you need
tokens
playbook
also
recommendations,
give you
hit up Mutt on Twitter.
the core
for
team
for
items,
play
the
style.
uniform,
But
the base
overall,
stadium, and
it was very
the
good because I
offensive
wasn't
defense
afraid.
playbook of the
I was
team
afraid, but
as well.
But what you guys are really saying here, what I'm taking away now that I know how it works because I didn't read, is go in there and get what you need to get it going early. That would be my tip.
And I think the other thing too, just to call out Farrell's, I thought was really good, is that we're gonna have. I've seen a lot of questions about videos regarding gameplay, regarding MUT content. So we had an event here in the studio. I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago. So the content they captured was even earlier than what I was able to capture. So again, their content is a work in progress. They'll be putting out those videos starting tomorrow. And I think there's a couple of community members that have content that go through all 32 theme builders, those individuals, and kind of like that process and everything like that, which is really cool. I don't kind of want to take that away from them in that regard, but we wanted to highlight the Bucks. We wanted to highlight the Seahawks because I'm a Seahawks fan, and also the Jets. Partly the Jets because Josh has been putting in some mad hours. He's like, I feel offended you didn't put the Jets in there, and I said I'm sorry.
if that was the reason, we should have left them off.
Well, I told him, I was like, I didn't know they were a team. And he even got more heated with me, and he's like, we got Le'Veon Bell, but you know what? That's okay, Josh. I know you're watching. I said that on purpose to get you frustrated. The Jets are a team, guys. They got a lot of promise. I got Le'Veon Bell. It's gonna be interesting to see kind of how he plays. I got Sam Darnold out there, C.J. Mosley. I personally think they overpaid for C.J. Mosley. But enough of that. We're not going to talk fantasy. We're not going
Hot
to
takes.
talk NFL.
I
want this segment.
Hey, you know what? I'm listening to NFL Live, so all this is just regurgitation. All right, so let's go back and take a look at kind of some of the stuff in theme builders. We may have to go ahead and put the controller, like click
I
it.
got somebody on it.
Oh no. Yeah.
Shishi?
Sorry.
Whew. Saved by the Gabby. All right, good stuff. All right, good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other screens. We're going to walk through. And again, guys, we're taking our time. We're going to walk through all this, kind of give you guys some context. Here we go at MUT level 6. You're going to go ahead and get some series trophies.
That's
That's a
MUT
different one.
Master.
That's probably one worth pausing on for.
A solo
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk
for
about
a
that.
moment.
Yeah, so at MUT level 6, you're going to go ahead and unlock series trophies. And I noticed that series trophies are actually a currency.
That's right. Yeah, they are.
Series trophies are currency.
Something
now.
that you're going to see in your
Interesting.
top user bar. So it's
Okay.
something that we decided to take away event tickets this year. So that's not a thing for us anymore. For things like ranked draft and for salary cap, they're going to be coin entry based. So no more event tickets. Sort of
That's
cut
awesome.
out the middleman. Just go straight with that. And so what that did was it opened up a spot for us in the top user bar to bring these series trophies as a currency versus all these collectibles that you're adding up. And what we did was we kind of paired that with some of the things that people may have saw last year in MUT 19, which was have a specific place in the store that was dedicated for that currency. So we could talk a little bit more about that towards the latter part of the stream. I'm sure we have something kind of
We may even have
carved
an
out.
image here. And what I did was
Perfect.
I put I think
You
it was
said
at
a whole
level
bunch
6,
of nothing. He
the
didn't say
solo
what the
battles
series,
unlocked.
what type of
So I kind of put that screen
currency
there
they're
as
gonna
well.
be used for.
But series trophies, here they are. You'll be able to get these as you kind of go through it. And there's actually a series progression, which we'll talk about that later in the stream.
Nice.
All right, level 7, we're going to unlock some new level solos. What's really cool about these level solos,
Yeah,
though,
level
is that you
solos
get
at
these
level
stars.
7.
And what I noticed over the weekend was I'm chasing after these stars, and it was starting to get a little frustrating because some of the conditions to get the bonus stars were either a little too challenging with my team at first, but then once I updated my team, I was good to go. So you're going to get some new level solos. Do these, get those stars. Those stars are really important to kind of get those rewards as you kind of level up and you unlock. What's next we got here? Level 8, you're going to get a gold plus player.
Gold plus
I think
player
this is
level
the pack where
8.
I actually ended up getting Aaron Rodgers.
This is good. Gold plus
next we
means you
have
can get
level
anything.
9, which you're going to get
Means you
50
could get
training quick
a
sell.
90 overall
So
legend.
quick sells are back. And
50
then
training quick
next
sell,
up
level
we
9.
have, I think, MUT level 10. And right here is
MUT
kind of
level
like
10, you get
we were
81
talking about.
overall
Every
power
5
pass.
levels you get that theme selector token,
And
but
another
we also
theme
have power
selector
passes and they're back.
token.
So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, they're back.
81
Something that
overall power
was
pass. Why would you 62?
I think
That's so...
pretty well received last year. The one difference here was we just sort of made a giant one for the bottom end. So anything that sort of like if we have content being built a few months from now where this would make sense, we just kind of wanted a big catch-all here. So that's really the only main call out here. We're definitely super excited to get those power-up passes back and bringing those back into the fold. I see a hand raised.
Pro tip. I know one area folks would lose their power-up pass. So they'd pop it in and they'd forget where they put it, then they'd have to look through to find it. So you play Ultimate Team, maybe you want to have a little scratch pad next to you, maybe make a little note of where you drop it. It'll be a lot easier to find it, and that could help you out. These aren't ones obviously not.
They said have a scratch pad when you play
These
Ultimate
ones will have
Team.
more
That's funny.
range of where they could have gone. So
Correct.
just keep an eye on it. Little pro tip.
Something that we definitely heard the
yes.
feedback on last year. There's no improvements in terms of accessibility for users at the launch of this year. It is something that we definitely have flagged though, and we've definitely heard that feedback on when I'm in there. Is there a way for me to be able to kind of remember? It's definitely easy to forget where that is. So maybe something for later on in the year.
Yeah, so I know all this feedback is definitely listened to by you guys, and it's categorized, and we have to prioritize those things to kind of get those things out there. I know Superstar X Factors was a huge thing this year, and those X Factor abilities, Superstar abilities, to kind of make sure that we had it working properly in game. So I think a bulk of the focus and attention was to get that there. We'll have a little more talk about that kind of further into the stream. So let's go ahead and talk up next. what do we have right here? So I'm hit level 10, and of course the squads, the unlock goes away. At level 11,
11 you
this
get
is, I don't know
82
if
overall
Farrell's going
pack
to
that
sign
looks
in for a
like
pro
Juju
tip right
Smith
here,
and George Kittle.
because I missed
and
this
Cam
one.
Newton.
So we'll go back to this other
Team
image real
captain
quick here,
fantasy
Farrell.
pack
So
as
on this
well.
one at MUT level 11, one thing that you guys want to make sure is that when you're going through this progression and you get into the stores, make sure you pay attention for those exclusive offers. Some
Those
of them you
exclusive
get with
offers
coins,
are going to either be
some
from
of them
points
are
or
points.
coins. Like
But this is just something that you really need to pay attention to. I kind of skipped right over this until I got to level 16. Just something to really, I felt like I needed to call out on stream so that people don't, lose this opportunity to kind of upgrade their team and get better player items. Next up, right here at MUT level 11. Now, one thing I do want to highlight again, a lot of stuff was captured. A lot of conversation is going on with the team to figure out where's the proper placement where we unlock things in the various MUT levels. So you may see MUT level here 11, but on 725 may not be there. So we're trying to work through all those details. I know Jake's team is working through it, but we're going to talk about team captain. So you're going to unlock a team captain. You're going to be able to choose one of four that you're going to start at the beginning of the game. Do you want to talk a little bit about team captains? I have the players written down here, but we have one that we were able to showcase with his ratings. The other three were actually still being worked on when we started the stream.
Yeah, so bringing those team captains back again, that's something that we found a lot of success with last year. Players really enjoyed these, loved the ability to have that choice there with who you wanted to elect as that captain. So it'll be very similar to last year, where the initial upgrade for these players will be through training, and then as some of these bigger beats come throughout the year, there'll be other opportunities to get captain tokens to continue upgrading that specific player as the year goes on. So yeah, you mentioned that we have 4 guys. We have one of them captured for you here. So Herman Moore, one of the captains. The other 3, excuse me, 6'4", Dallas Clark, Ty Law, and Ryan Shazier. So Shazier is back in Ultimate Team this year, and we're definitely pumped to bring him back in here and continue to want to have him in sort of this place where players felt like they could just go play and earn him and build him up. So definitely pumped for that. The one thing that we were talking a little bit before the stream that we wanted to call out was, when it comes to the captains last year, when it was towards, I think it was around the December time period, I might be a little bit off, but we went ahead and we started to make other versions of like Jerry Rice or, Ray Lewis. So, because you can only have one of them on your team, we wanted to still like, okay, well, if you wanted that one, we're going to have other versions that are not going to be as good as the captains, but, I just want Jerry Rice on my team. Yeah. I want to have an opportunity, and so we felt like that was the way to deliver that. I feel like it makes sense for us to sort of announce right now that we will not be treating Ryan Shazier that way. So in terms of playing with Shazier in Ultimate Team in Madden 20, it will only be through team captains. So the other 3, I do think we'll see probably a similar execution where you see those players getting new versions of themselves later in the year. But just want to call that out now. We're not going to do that with Shazier.
That's cool. So I think for those players out there, that are kind of getting that team captain, choose wisely. Kind of think through who you want to go ahead and pick. I ended up picking Ty Law because I needed some corners, but if I would have known that information, which would have been great, I probably would have picked Shazier.
And we'll still have that option for you to choose,
cool.
to update, right?
Cool.
That exchange set is coming back this year.
Cool, very
so
cool.
You'll still have that opportunity.
That's awesome. Because I'll probably go back and get Ryan Shazier just because I want to have him on the squad. Who did you pick, Farrells?
Pro tip. I could not resist the route running of Dallas Clark. I thought at the tight end position that route running is always like very challenging to get. You can always get a speed guy. You can always get a blocking guy. So I saw Dallas Clark. I had to go there. I used Shazier a ton last year. He was amazing. Jake did not tell me that prior to selecting, so I will probably also end up being a Shazier guy. But Dallas Clark, do not sleep on the route running if it's something that you need at that position, especially with how good the pass rush is. Really was a big fan.
Great stuff. Well, thanks for that little bit of tidbit of information. It's good to know. So team captains, we talked about that. MUT level 12 gold player pack right here. And then next up, what do we got? I think we have another
gold player pack.
Okay, so we got the MUT level 12. So these were just some screens that I took. This is a level up pack. I think I took this one. That was, I think, level 15. And then right here, this is another level up pack. The one thing I wanted to highlight through all of this is that there are MUT levels, and through the MUT
You just skipped
levels,
to level
you're
20.
going to go ahead and engage, the
Ooh,
MUT level
Torrey Holt
master,
is a
Torrey
MUT
Holt.
master?
So we have his image, the first one you get to the left, and then his final that you'll be able to get at level 50, as my understanding right here. Do you want to talk a little bit about this and kind of how that process works?
90 speed, 6
Yeah,
foot,
so I mean,
86 jumping,
for
and 90
starters,
overall,
especially if
88
you've
catching, 80
been
short,
with us for the
80
last few years,
medium,
you've noticed
85
that
deep,
this is not a half
80
match
catch of
this year.
traffic,
So
82 spec catch.
we were
6
definitely
foot,
excited
not a bad
to
card.
kind of take this in a new direction this year.
90
and
90
bring
speed
wide
early in the
receivers,
game is
to
actually
this
really good.
position, as the level up master. So I think that's probably the first thing to call out. The other thing I would say that comes to mind is this is not something that in years past you've gotten an upgrade token at every single level.
Okay, that's good to know.
So now what we've done is, again, and I've already forgotten the cadence. I can't remember if it's every 3 or every 5. You're going to get more of these the level master tokens and upgrade them, and there are going to be more significant jumps between upgrades.
Oh, so you're
it's
going to
not
get
gonna
level
be,
master tokens.
sort of what you saw with
okay.
Ricky last year, where you're starting to get tokens that give you just a couple of
Every
attribute
level.
boosts. It's going to be a little bit more meaningful updates when you get those guys.
No, that's good. So we just kind of want to give that information to you guys right there. I think next up, we're going to talk about Ultimate Trainers. I think, Z Farles, you may have some images right here for us to go ahead and take a look at. Are you in? All right. Good stuff. So Ultimate Trainers is part of that Assemble Your Team. We saw this
Ultimate
earlier
Trainers,
on.
what
So
is
we're
this?
going to go ahead, and when you go in there, you'll see like the milestones. Before we move forward, no, actually, you can go forward. The Milestone Rewards. You want to talk a little bit about that, because it was just something I didn't mention at the beginning of the
For
stream,
sure.
but I think milestones are really important. It's that star path that I was talking about.
Yep.
You want to talk about milestones?
Shout out to the Fabio.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
just going over
Because I'm sure a lot of people are
to
probably
live look
hearing
at
this for the
Madden
first
NFL,
time.
going over
We have talked about
20,
this a
and I'm just gonna
couple
give you my
of times
insight.
this year, but
Last
essentially,
year I was
when we built
consistent top
Ultimate
100 weekend
Challenges,
leaguer,
there were a couple of different
and,
things that we were
spent
able to do. One of them was
a lot on the
have
game,
it so that you weren't
I'm pretty
forced
good at
to
MUT, and I
play
know
things in order.
a little
Like
bit
there are
about
still
MUT.
cases where we do that, but that's not all. That's not all the time. And one of the big reasons is because in Ultimate Challenges you can play by yourself, or you can invite a friend or two and play and knock all these out together. And so when we were going through the design and figuring out, okay, well these are some great things to bring to the player. How are the rewards going to work? What if you just get to the last challenge and invite me? And now do I get the best reward that has normally in the past been gated as the last solo? That's where the idea of milestones came in. So now it's more this concept of accumulating those stars in a specific category, and as you're doing that, you're starting to unlock these milestone rewards. So you'll kind of see when you're playing through the challenge, you'll see, well, here's my 1 star, here's my 2 star, here's my 3 star,
okay.
and if there's any bonus, here's what is very unique to that specific Ultimate Challenge. But on top of that, you're also building progress towards these milestones and getting some of the other kind of significant rewards that are going to be associated with that particular category.
Yeah, I think like right here, there's an Ultimate Team uniform, home and away.
So there's
Pretty
basically going to
awesome
be challenges,
get that when I
kind
was
of
going
like
through and I
solo
got
little
the
things
24
that you're going to
star.
be able to do,
I'll
and
do
it's
that.
going to
So
be
it's kinda
milestones
It's kind of like,
that
do
you
you want to
progress
play,
with. So
8
instead of
challenges
like
at 3 stars, or you want to
you
play
get into the end of the
at 2
challenge,
stars and
invite
come back
somebody
and
else
get
to
those
do
3
challenge
stars
with
later
you,
on.
and you
know,
get all the
it's
rewards. Like how
definitely
last
that,
year you could do
hey,
sometimes.
we want to offer
or
unique
like squad
challenges that
it's going to be
in
like
the past maybe we want to hold back on because
you both
it's
have to
a
do them all
hard
together,
lock.
pretty
If we build something that a lot of players can't get past, it's just a hard stop, and
Yeah, for sure.
they might just be done with the content altogether. And so this kind of gives that flexibility of and I found myself doing this a lot. This past weekend I was playing things intentionally on 2 stars to stay on arcade for now, rather than jumping up to competitive and knowing like, okay, well I'm gonna have to go back and knock these out later. But for right now, I'm not about that life. I'm trying to get to 25.
I did the 3 stars, and for lack of better words, I was getting pissed.
There are better words.
I had some moments. I'm grateful that I had an Elite controller in front of me, because if it was a plastic one, I think I would have broke. But that's because my team wasn't that great.
Cooler heads prevailed.
Yes, cooler heads
Good.
prevailed. I think my wife would have appreciated it. So Ultimate Trainers, when you go in it for the first time, there's one set that's visible, but I think as you progress through the Ultimate Trainers, you're going to go ahead and see another set. I took a
Ultimate
picture
Trainers,
of this.
what is
This is one of those
trading
pictures
players and
where
tokens earned from the
there was a
Ultimate Trainers
revision
missions
over the
to earn
weekend.
an 85.
So talk to me about Ultimate
Nat
Trainers
Ultimate
trade-in,
Trainer
and talk to me about
Master.
the Ultimate Trainers Master, the 85 overall Master.
So you'll see an experience part of a mission earlier on where you go in and you're going to take a collectible and get, I believe it's Marshawn Lattimore. So it's kind of a way of bringing you in and letting you know like how do I complete this. Again, we're still in kind of that new early onboarding piece, so we're trying to get players familiar with where to go and how things work.
Like a good card at 85.
So that's kind of that first one that you mentioned. As you progress through the rest of this particular campaign, you're accumulating all these different Ultimate Trainer tokens, and so ultimately at
Let me pause this real quick. So you got 87 speed, Marshawn Lattimore. That's nice at level 85 for these little Ultimate Trainers. The Juju is decent, but not really. Matt Ryan is okay. Tyrann Matthew is okay, but Marshawn looks good. Those are the stats, though.
Still finding myself using these guys. They're still in my lineup. Is there a way where we can make it work where we don't have to include those guys
really
in the set as well? So we're going in this direction.
85 overall,
and
this is just like a little Ultimate
see a hand
These
raise.
cards are going to be
so Farrell's over here
with
on
29
the computer. No big deal. Gibbs not here. I get to keep my 72s.
72 stay with you.
You do, yeah.
That's exciting because I was collecting a lot of them. I'm like, something's up. They're just giving me some pretty, like, early in those solos, man, when your team's only 72, and Todd in there, like it was working.
Yeah. And
these
that's
are
what,
Ultimate
kind of
Trainer
what
cards. These might not
the
be the
feedback
real
was. Not
core
just for me. I
cards
think
and
some
stuff
other
like that.
guys
Remember that.
felt the same when we were playing through it. And so you're still going to have that opportunity to, it sounds like what we're going to do is at level 30, have a set where you, like, okay, where if you feel like you have gotten to that point where, all right, I'm done with these 72s, get them out of opportunity to
That's great. I mean, I think because when you start out, you have a very low overall team. It kind of helps you kind of round out that team. Players that we see here are Juju Smith. We got Marshawn Lattimore, Tyrann, Greg Olsen, Matt Ryan. So we wanted to show you guys some of their ratings that you'll see right here. They are 85 overalls. They are NAT. So just a heads up there. Make sure that you choose wisely which player item you're going to
choose wisely, but when it comes to power-ups, it'll work a little bit like last year's campaign. You're not going to be blocked on progress from any of those guys. We are intentionally designing the content so that you can choose one of them. So later on, if you do find yourself in a Marshawn Lattimore power-up and you're like, well, I took Matt Ryan instead, you're still going to have the option to use training to bypass that instead. So you're not blocked there, but it's definitely an opportunity to go ahead and give your team a shot in the arm with one of those 85s.
That's cool. It's kind of like the theme builder progression, where you only can pick. You can grind through 10 of them, but you're not blocked in getting all those other player items. You can use training, or you can have used that theme builder that you went ahead and had. So so that's that on Ultimate Trainers.
Tell about Origin Access.
All right, so right up here. So for those people that are new on PC, EA Origin Access. I want to highlight right here. It's starting July 25th. Make sure to go ahead and read the information. The teams, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, everything starts on July 25th. Maybe it might come early. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we want our players to go ahead and play, Madden and Madden Ultimate Team and franchise. But one thing you got to keep in mind is, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everything that goes out is just solid, so that our players don't have any issues. If you're on EA Access PS4, right now you can go ahead and sign up for it on PS4. I think there's like a website you can go to. I want to say it's EA-Access.
Click the link below. There's a link below.
There you go. Click
Very
the link
easy.
below. I'm
PC,
trying to remember the URL
PS4.
because on Twitter I was getting so many
remember,
questions
guys,
about EA
when
Access. I'm like,
Night
click,
20
copy, paste,
starts,
copy,
right?
paste.
What
kind
you
of
want to
thing.
do?
But hey, you know what? You don't need me to copy and paste.
all the
You can go down
solos
below and
first
you can
and
go ahead
level
click
up.
on that
Those are
link.
going to be the ways
PS4 and
you
Xbox.
do every single solo first.
Yeah, there you go. Someone
That's
created
which
EA
one.
Access command.
I would
every
say
single
even if you
solo.
already have it,
Don't worry
click
about
the
what
link
the market
anyway
is doing.
because,
Don't worry about building
why
a team.
not?
Do
Like,
every
give
single
you something to
solo.
do.
They'll give you
Do
enough
it
cards
if
from the
you
packs,
are,
open all the
give it a
cards
try.
from the
Or click
packs,
the link,
and then
all that
build
kind
your
of
team
stuff.
from
So,
there. Then once you
great
get
stuff.
like,
So we
once you
talked
have your
about
300, 400, 500K from doing all the
talked
solos
about,
and stuff, and you get the good
introduction
pulls.
to EA
If you
Access
get any
MUT
good
levels.
pulls,
We've talked about Ultimate Trainers.
hold the
Now let's talk
cards
about
or
MUT
sell them.
dedication.
If they're like high
So MUT
overall,
dedication
I
is
would
kind of like
say
that place where you kind of
I
complete
would say
the
hold them
daily,
for a little
weekly,
bit. If they're
and monthly
mid-tier
missions.
overall, sell them.
Let's walk through some of these screens that we have right here.
That's
We're
what
gonna
you're going to
talk
want to do.
about each of
I'm
these
going to go over
sections.
a lot of
So,
videos talking about how to
Charles,
make
take
money.
us
I was
through.
MUT rich
And
last
Vic,
year.
I'll let you kind of talk through this.
Plenty
Perfect.
videos I have on my channel when I was making like
So
500K
with
plus an hour,
daily
just
missions
working
this
with the
year,
market and stuff like that. In the beginning of
one
the
of
year,
the
I
things
had
that
I
stands
had
out
like
for us is we removed
I had
the
like
complete a
5
set,
cards of like
sort of
high-end
objective.
cards on the market
That
in the
was
beginning
tied
of
to
last
that.
year.
So
If you check
it's just
my beginning
so
videos
play those
from the
two
binder.
games, go rip a pack, go take that 500, get
Just
a
make
player
sure you're
pack,
doing all your solos
and
again.
you've
Don't
fulfilled
worry about the
your
market.
daily requirement for that this year.
It's
A
gonna
lot of
level
very
up.
similar things that you've seen from years past, where there are, as you progress in MUT level, some of those
Make sure you're
rewards
doing
that
your
you get
daily
there. Either
missions.
the
It's
floor
gonna be like
raises or
buy a pack from the store, finish
ceiling
set,
goes up a little
and
bit,
then
so
win
the
2
rewards
games, which
you
would
know
be
have
win
a
2
chance to get a
solos,
little
and
bit
then you're
better
gonna be
as you
getting
progress that
completing your
level.
daily missions and
With weekly
missions and
missions,
stuff like that.
this is something that
Weekly missions
will
are new.
probably not come out this week, and very likely should be there next week, I believe. So this is another one of those where a mix of like, hey,
What up,
just go
bro?
play the
Head to head
game,
over
accumulate
Mutt
some
any day.
stats, but also kind of like get into some of
Yeah,
the
I feel
different
you. I
modes
love
that
Mutt,
we're
though.
offering.
I
So
play
as you can
both,
see
but I
here,
love Mutt.
there's Battle Score if you want to go and check out solo battles. If you want to go play in Weekend League, if you're looking to play head-to-head seasons. Those are all things that can earn you progress towards here, and not doing all of these, but just doing, I believe it's going to be 5 of the
These
8.
weekly missions
Hopefully I'm
are
not
gonna
getting
be
these numbers too far off. That's
be
sort of
fire.
like the trigger point. That's what you're looking to hit each week to get an additional reward.
Okay.
Probably gonna give you like 50K
Next up, we have
or
the
a pack
daily
or something
engagement
like that.
milestone.
So this one's cool. This is one that we've been floating around for the last couple years, and was sort of able to do. This is sort of like one of those where if you don't do it at the start of the year, you're not doing it. So this was exciting to get in. So this is just saying, back to those daily missions. Go make sure you're completing as many of those as possible. So not only for that daily reward, but there's also this other piece that's working kind of like in parallel with you. And as you hit different thresholds of how many of those daily objectives that you have completed, there's some additional rewards in there as well. I think off the top of my head, there's things like additional power-up passes, and
there was one crazy. I went all the way.
Was there a
I think
crazy one in there? Oh, no.
I don't know if it was.
Oh,
Like,
no.
I don't know if it was complete 300 daily missions. It was like a 99 overall power-up pass. But again, we don't have the image, so it's not real. So at the end of the day, and that's my fault because it's just a lot of images to capture. But I went through, and as you go, as you complete your daily stuff, what was really cool, I found that as a way to reward loyalty to our players for logging in every single day outside of just doing, win 1 game, win 2 games, purchase a pack. This kind of gives them other stuff along the way for really just rewarding players for logging in.
Okay, so
every
it's
single
smart.
day.
Absolutely.
What they're doing is they're making it so
What do
like
we got
dailies
next?
are
We got
actually
Mutt
active.
Master.
Might be
So
like
let's talk a
different
little
things
bit
every
about Mutt
single day.
Master.
So it's gonna be active.
take it
So
away,
something
Jake.
that might take like an hour.
Mutt Master
or
this
2
year. I
hours to
guess
actually
we'll
complete. So
just
when
go
you
ahead and
actually
talk
log
about
on, it's not just
who
something
is
that
Mutt
can get
Master
done
this
in
year.
15 minutes. So it
we
gives you a
couldn't
reason to
be
log on every day, do
any
your
more
dailies,
honored and
then
privileged
have
to be
something
able
to
to bring
progress
him back
to.
into the fold.
It's
But
good.
yeah,
A
Pat
lot of
Tillman,
games are
as you
doing
can see
that.
there on the
Having, like,
screen,
daily things that you want to do and complete.
super excited that we were
Something to
able
basically keep
to
you wanting to
bring him
come
back
back
in here.
every single
That's
day,
something that
complete
we've
something to achieve
we've
something in the
definitely
long
heard our
run. We're
fans
talking about Mutt Master,
they
that's
kind of
what
ask
we're
about,
talking
and kind of hey, when's he able to make his return? Well, this is the year,
awesome.
and couldn't be any more excited. This year being the NFL 100 as well. There's a lot of things that I think made sense, and we were, like I said, just super honored and privileged and excited for Mutt Master. I think that's going to be something that a lot of the people who are in the chat are probably pretty excited about. So really, and I'm kind of repeating myself, but super excited to bring him in here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I think
So
one of the
when you
things that
score
our
your first
players don't
touchdown,
see and the
you're gonna
community
get your
doesn't
first
see
Mutt
is
Master
there's
token.
a lot of conversations
And
going
you can
on
score it in
behind
any
the
game
scenes
mode,
when
so
it
you can do
comes
your
down to
first
legends,
your first solo, most
acquiring the
likely, and that's where
rights,
you're gonna get it.
and
You're
talking
gonna
to
add
the
that Mutt
players.
Master
There's
token
just a lot,
to your Mutt Master, and then that's
I
when you're
think
gonna
there's
start being able
multiple
to
times back and
upgrade your
forth
Mutt
where
Master.
It's like 1 minute, probably not going to happen. The next minute's going to happen, and it's just being
What
involved
you
in
have
the
to do is
process
you're gonna
this
have to
year.
click
'Cause
on
we'll talk a little
the
bit.
card
I know
and then
we
click
talked about
upgrade,
theme
then you
builders.
put in your first Mutt Master base
and there was
upgradable
another
token.
legend caveat through that. We can talk about it now if you want, or we
And
can
then
talk about it.
We'll
when
come
we
back
talk about
after
it.
Master.
Yeah, so I think that's
all
actually
the
kind of a
stuff
good
that's
thing.
gonna
So,
be to
so let's
upgrade
talk about
it
Mutt
higher.
Master. So there you have it. We don't have it. His ratings are not final. The ratings are being finalized
Ratings
right now.
are not
so
final.
We'll,
So
we'll make
nothing's
sure to
final
follow at EA Sports_Mutt. They'll
Well,
make sure to go ahead and
level
share
rewards
all that
and ratings are
information
not
with you
final
guys.
yet, so.
Should be available by EA Access 725. If you want to learn more, click on the link down below. There you go, Farles. There you go, Farles.
If Josh was in at 1 a.m. today,
We would have had it.
Maybe we would have
We
had
would
it.
have had it, Josh. If you would have been here at 1, Josh. If you would have been here at 1.
I would have given him like a second Jets reveal if that was the case. But I digress a little. So, in terms of Mutt Master itself, of how are you gonna acquire him and build him up and all that, very similar to last year. That was one of those things where we were really excited to bring that element of choice, whether you ultimately were somebody who wanted to engage in those ultimate challenges, or hey, I'm more of an online guy. I don't even mess with those ultimate challenges. Given that option, that is something that we brought back into the fold again this year. So super pumped about that. And then there's sort of this dedicated
mission that will kind of update you on that progress as you're building him up. The one thing I guess I would call out when we went back and wanted to sort of rebalance some of the requirements, the big one, because again, like I was in it last year too, and it was the last thing that I did, were the passing yards. So the passing yards have been lowered. I think some of the, maybe even the passing touchdowns were lowered. There's a couple things that we lowered. There's a couple things that we raised, like tackles. We threw a big number at like 2,500 at it last year. It was still way too early. I played this past week, and I think I'm at 460 tackles already. So that one got raised a little bit. There's a couple other ones that were, when we just went back and took a look at, like, was this something that we found players, hitting pretty easily, or something that they were struggling towards, and really try to make some adjustments there. So beyond that, that's probably the big thing to say there about Month Master.
It's good. It's good. So career stats, kind of like, you're going to be tracking through these stats over the course of your MUT career, and can you kind of walk through maybe
your
like
career
the
stats for your
rewards
MUT Master? You can
achievement,
obtain
like
in solos, like the tackles and stuff. You can get in solos, and I'll basically be doing videos on how.
Yeah, I think primarily these are mostly coin-based
like
rewards.
There's always going to be stuff
this was, we brought it in last
always
year.
A way to,
it was to
cheat the
accomplish
system
2
in.
goals. One was,
Very glitchy.
people love to know what they've done.
What's good, Justin?
So having a place where they can go to and sort of have as bragging rights amongst their friends was something that, even if it was just that, thought would have been worth having this in here and having a place dedicated to that. The other thing that we do, though, is we do have different thresholds for each one of these where you can earn some additional coins. So it's not only about those bragging rights and playing, sort of what you mentioned a little bit earlier. We want to reward that long-term retention, that long-term play and engagement with the mode, and so those are sort of those extra thank yous along the way for engaging.
That's awesome. So next up, we got theme builders. We talked a little bit about that before, but kind of elaborated. We're going to walk through this to give some of those screenshots. Right here, again, you're getting that theme selector. You get one at level 5, and then every 5 levels you get another one. One thing to note is that you can go ahead and get up to 10. Right here, you're able to go ahead and pick your team straight from the token screen, but you can also go into the sets that you'll see right here where there's theme builders. Once you click on this, you go ahead and pick your team. Once you pick your team, you'll go ahead and add it. You'll add that theme selector token to the set. You'll be able to go ahead and get like your team items, which I thought was really cool. I got my Pete Carroll, I got my Seahawks Stadium, I got my offense. I also got my jerseys, which was awesome. And then next up, what do we have? So here is the theme builders solo sequence, right?
This is the mission.
So they have the
so here's the mission. So let's go walk through this, Jake, if you want to take a step by step.
But it's with a little twist.
Yeah, so I mean, going back, like, why did we want to go and build a feature like missions? Well, it was so that we can, MUT is this complex mode, right? Mm-hmm. And especially if you're somebody that's fairly new to it, you're still trying to figure out, exactly what's going on. And missions is hopefully going to be a tool for us where we're able to sort of teach players along the way. So as you can see here, just getting into this one is, not too bad. It's pretty straightforward.
Pretty simple.
So you're earning your theme selector token. Again, you get those just by leveling up. You're going to get one at 5. That second step was taking you to the set, so you can go and choose which team you want to go to. And then that last one is like, well, let's go get them, right? Yeah. So that's going to take you directly into, again, in your case, the Seahawks sequence. And now you can just go and engage with this guy and start making progress on it.
That's awesome. And for those people that didn't see it earlier and you're watching it now, here are the stats for Ndamukong Suh, C.J. Mosley, and Russell Wilson. There will be, there'll be some videos coming out from Game Changers and also content creators that will kind of walk through who the rest of the theme builders are. I also think that there'll be some more information on ratings and you get that we'll talk about later on in the stream. So, all right, so that's theme builders. Do you want to talk about that other thing?
Yeah, we talked a little bit before the stream, right? So, first off, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for even giving us this opportunity to talk and engage with the fans. And this one was really kind of focused on, like, well, what's the experience that I should expect to see on day one? But I was like, you know what? I'd actually like to take a few moments to talk about something that's not going to be there on day one. And that was, we're going to call it Theme Diamonds last year. So Team Diamonds from a year ago.
So
Theme Diamonds will be what it's called this year. That's something that is not available at launch when you get to the game. And you kind of hit on it a little bit ago when it comes to actually, I'm going to hold off on that one for just a second. I'll come back to that. So one of the things that we heard about last year was when doing those Team Diamond sets was for the Falcons, and it was like, well, okay, you're asking me to put in this Julio Jones to get a Julio Jones, and now I want to power him up. So now I need that Julio Jones back to get back. So definitely a lot of valid feedback there. So one of the things that we had talked about internally and wanted to figure out, there's a couple of different ways that we could go here, but what would be cool was ultimately we landed on, well, what if we went out and found some guys that were more like fan favorites, right? Maybe not somebody that is like a legend in the sense of what, Ultimate Team is sort of kind of unofficially said constitutes as a legend, right? But who are some guys that really make a lot of sense for that team? Who's somebody that's going to get fans of that team super excited? And this was an easy one for me, being a Bucks fan. When I sort of try to think
Mike
about
Evans.
it in that lens, it was like, oh, well, Joe Jurevicius is my guy, right? Like, this is somebody that, was on that Super Bowl run team in 2002.
So they're talking about like
made
not
that
current
incredible.
players.
He had one catch
The theme
in the
diamonds might
NFC
be
Championship game,
non-current
but it was a big one. Really got the Bucks up and rolling, and he was doing all that with.
The only one that mattered.
He was doing all that with a very sick premature child who unfortunately didn't even get to make it. So it was incredible that he even played in that game, and so. For me, it was like a no-brainer. Well, like, Joe Jurevicius is my guy. That's somebody that I'd love to see as a type of reward for this. And so we really, started to blast out emails to, every fans on the team, some people externally saying like, okay, like who sort of like meets this criteria for you, and start to put a list together. And
Show the
you have to do a
anecdotals,
lot
bro.
of
Get to the
juggling in
point.
terms of, making sure that you have like some positional balance and things
Yeah.
like that. So, I give all that context just to say that we have a few guys that we still need to get done, right? So we felt like going with that approach was worth it. When we've been able to talk about that with some
So he
of
said all
the
that to
people
say
who
the
come in
game is
early
unfinished.
to take
And
on
Team
chapters or
Diamonds,
give us feedback.
Theme Diamonds.
It was probably one of the things that they
aren't
enjoyed
ready
the
yet.
most.
They won't
Was
be ready at
hearing
launch. The game
what
is
the plan was
unfinished.
here, and so we felt like, rather than doing something where, well, let's only release half of them, or hey, you know what, let's use these guys in a different. Let's just wait. We think that we have we're pretty close on the remaining guys, and so right now we're targeting around the middle of August, to go and release those. But
So they wanna
that was
release
something that
Theme
I
Diamonds in the middle
kind of
of
felt was
August.
important to
So
address. That's
it's gonna be weird
wanted to try to
because
be as player
you know
first as
how
possible.
you have to put in
I think it's
elites
great.
and
I think it's
golds
a lot of great
to
feedback
get the
that
theme
you guys have
diamonds.
listened to, and
It's weird.
rather just have it
So
all
it's like,
out there.
what's gonna be the
I think
thing?
the
Are you
cool
gonna
part
wanna
about all
hold
this
your
is that
your
you guys
elites
are trying to
and
get
golds?
players
Will the market be
that are
low
just
on
not your
because
usual.
remember how
Right,
last
Yes,
year
and
certain golds
I remember
that
Jake
went
sent,
into your
so I
team
see this a lot
diamonds
on social
and
media,
certain
like,
elites that
well,
went
why
into
do you
team
guys,
diamonds were
use the
high
same
overall.
legends,
I
and
mean,
a lot of that's because
expensive
we
on the
do have
market.
their rights, but it also
But
is a pretty extensive
with them not
process to
releasing
go
that
ahead and
early,
find
the
new
market might be a
players, and
little bit
then,
more
Jake
regulated,
sent out an email to
and it
me,
won't be so vastly spread
to
out.
Gabby, to Farrells, and people even outside the studio of like, hey, give me your top 10 to 15 people that you think are best in their positions. And it's a pretty extensive process. We all kind of gave that information to Jake, and then it was on him and his team to kind of figure out that balance. So it's just cool to kind of be a part of that process this year. I know we've done it in the years past and trying to get the main legends, but this is really cool to try to get 32 themed diamonds. So pretty great stuff there. Cool. So let's go ahead and talk about NFL epics.
I like that they're at least
NFL
telling us
epics.
that they're
We have
not
one
ready.
screenshot of one player and his ratings, but we also have just a screenshot of another player. Jake's going to kind of walk through what NFL epics is, the program, and what you can kind of expect. We have very few images to kind of share on this one, but we'll walk through it. So right here, NFL epics. It's one of these solos. Sorry, these ultimate challenges.
You
You're going,
failed.
Man, dang it,
You
dude.
failed.
One of
I
these-
think I'm still good.
I know these ultimate challenges that you can unlock.
ultimate
So
challenges?
NFL epics. When can
Oh,
you
it's basically
expect
a
to
solo.
unlock?
That's
this?
what it's just
Very
solos.
early.
Okay.
I think it's at 3 right
Okay.
now. So it's one of
Deacon
those where
Jones and Baker Mayfield, so it's the
if you want to
journey- it's the
keep
journey solos
going down
from
the
last
path
year.
of those ultimate trainers, absolutely keep
call
going.
it-
It's a
they
great
call
place to
it
keep
NFL
learning about
challenges,
what the mode is, how to
solos.
get involved. You're going to learn about things like stars, sets, all that good stuff, right? Still a great place to go. But also early on, we're going to offer up these NFL epics. And so, what these are sort of, we took Baker Mayfield and Deacon Jones, and we went and created some challenges that were exclusively to them. It's a lot of their career highlights, which is funny when one of them has only played 1 year. So I get that, insert the joke there. But in that 1 year, Baker was able to do a lot and really, kind of came onto the scene and
Wowed
became
the world.
a force immediately on, Josh's Jets on Thursday Night Football. Shout out Josh. Come here at midnight next time. Such a savage. Such a savage.
Appreciate that, Drake.
So what's great about
Drake
these is when you go in and play through those, they're
I'm
all
not telling you
challenges
I'm
that are
going
dedicated
crazy.
to
I'm letting
specific
y'all know.
moments in their
Y'all
career.
gonna-
And we go and
y'all-
we
y'all
give
sub
you
boxes is gonna
the
get
Baker Mayfield for
spammed.
those challenges. We give you the
I'm
Deacon
going
Jones for his
crazy.
challenges.
I'm opening hella
And you can just go and rip through those. And as you're playing through
putting
those,
out hella
again,
content.
you're getting used to that star system, racking those up.
And I
then
got
through that
something for
Milestone
y'all
Rewards
for
system,
Madden
that's
20.
when you're going to actually,
Let me
get
lower
the
these
Baker,
guys for 1
get the
second.
Deacon
Sorry.
Jones later on.
Yo, for Madden 20,
the
right?
funny thing that
All
always,
these
I
ebooks
get
from all
reminded
these
about
websites
Deacon
that y'all
Jones
see,
was,
that they
he was
charging
playing
like
before Sack was
$100 for the
actually,
whole year, $10 a
finished
month,
Sack.
$15 a month,
So, we have
$20 a
some of
month,
those
$10 for an
challenges
ebook.
of, like,
I'm
tackle the
buying
quarterback
all of those
because
for y'all,
that's
and I'm
kind of what it
putting
was.
them out on my
It didn't have
YouTube
a
channel
working
for
time, so,
free. I'm
some
straight
cool stuff there.
stealing
We get to
every
go and,
single one of the
relive some
ebooks.
of those moments.
Like
A
stealing
lot
them.
of great art
And then I'll
there,
make my own
kind of
too,
with the
but
new
I don't
style
really
that
care
we
for
were
my
able
own. I
to,
know y'all guys want to see
design the
those.
Ultimate challenges
But
with,
I'm
so it's another really
taking
good,
all of their stuff. Like
opportunity
these,
for
I'm seeing the
players to
prices
get
they
in there
charging y'all
and,
guys, and it's crazy. They head cracking.
give another
Like
shot in the arm to their
it's
team.
crazy. They charging y'all like $100 for the whole year, like $20 a month, $10 a month, $15 per ebook. Like yeah, that's
by
crazy.
725. Josh is still working
It's
through a
all
lot
getting
of those
stolen.
ratings.
I promise you.
And we'll talk a little bit through the rest of that. What's up, Farls?
It's 7:57.
Oh man, 7:57.
Oh, you mean the date 7:25? Like when EA Access is available? Is that what you're referencing at this moment?
7:57. My watch said stand. So yeah, it's so EA Access, guys. Click the link down below if you want to go ahead and get 10 hours of player first trial early.
Even if you
for
don't
Madden 20.
want it, click it. Click it, click it, click it. Hey, EA Access. First time ever on PS4. You know how many people said, hey, when is EA Access going to come to
really
PS4?
cool
Lots
that
of
is
people,
on PS4.
you know?
That part is really, really cool. I know for like the last couple of years, saw a lot of PS4 players out there saying this is not cool that I can't play, the game a little bit early. So great opportunity for them. Definitely engage with that. So you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about series progression. So series progression is next. We talked about when you unlock that MUT level, you got like 10 series trophies. Let's walk through series progression, some of the stuff through that
But trophies
process
are
that allows
currency,
you to
but
go
they
ahead and
only
get
briefly
series
talked about it.
trophies.
They didn't
So
actually
first
really
up,
say
let's go ahead and
nothing
take a
about
look
it.
at the
That's why I
screens
hate
if
when
you
they
want to
do
walk
that.
us through this, Jake.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hey, there you go, reference right there. It's
MUT-
there is MUT level.
MUT
So MUT
level.
level series. So these were the ones that were available on Prod
Right.
this morning. So yep. So series progression, MUT level, and then series 1 multiplayer wins.
So with the MUT level one, the really cool thing there is it's sort of it's a mission that gives you sort of a window into everything that's coming. So you can kind of go down here and there's art associated with each one of these levels that kind of lets you know
Aaron
like,
Rodgers.
here's what I'm playing
Is that
for. Here's what
Saquon
I'm
Barkley?
looking to
For 83
unlock
overall.
at each of those.
MUT
So
level fantasy
that's
pack at
another
level
like kind
21?
of really cool thing that
And it's
quite
Brandon
frankly
Cooks,
wasn't there
81
last year.
overall? What
I
is that?
can even
that
remember
a quick
myself
sell
going to
coin
different
fantasy
sites
pack?
being like, well,
Or is it 4 coins?
at what point do I get that power pass? I don't even remember. And then the second one was just the Series 1 multiplayer wins. Similar to what we did last year, where you're getting some additional rewards, in this case being the series trophies, for earning those online victories during that specific series.
Yep. And you'll see right here in the upper right-hand corner, trophies is kind of listed as a currency. So we got that image kind of taken right there for you guys. And when so like win 200 online wins, you're looking at earning like 120 Series 1 trophies.
200
So there's a
online
lot
wins for
there.
120
And again,
trophies? That's crazy.
that's don't worry, it's my tablet. My tablet was showing my task list. My tablet was showing me my task list of all the things I still need to get done. For
Throwback. That noise made me think that the camera battery was dying. Shout out to the first
Okay.
stream where the camera
All right.
battery was like that was show 24 and it was about to end the whole stream, but that wasn't it. Thank
Well,
you.
good to know. I'll make sure to go ahead and set my reminders for 10:45 a.m. when we do the stream. So just to kind of give you like a little mild cardiac arrest. All right. Trust me, if there's anyone who knows about cardiac arrest, it's me. All right, moving on.
It's too real
Bad
for me.
dad joke.
Too
Okay.
real for me.
All right. So let's go ahead and talk about. Actually, let's take a look at this real quick.
Oh.
Boom. So series trophies. Took some pictures of the store. So
Oh,
you'll
these
see
are for
right here that with these
trophies.
series trophies, you're able to go in the store
Okay.
and actually purchase items.
So these
they
are
were
what your
using
series trophies could get.
I don't know if you want to talk
84
about this.
plus elite player
It's
for 500
self-explanatory,
series
but
trophies.
love Jake Collar commentary.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
red
definitely a
zone
little
pack
self-explanatory,
or a quick
but
sell
again,
for fives-
wanting to
for
give
90
players a
series
little bit
trophies.
more of that
Okay.
choice. The
So
feedback
this is
that
where
I
your series trophies
always
are
want to
used for.
improve on when I hear about it was like I don't feel like me being an online competitive player is really worth it for me. And so this is another attempt for these series trophies for to build out this sort of loadout where you get to make some choices now when it comes to what you want to use that currency on. And this is something that you'll see some updates to as the year goes on, right? That's not something that's going to stay stagnant. One of the big ones that
Von Miller?
just totally let out of the bag
Von Miller
is
81 speed,
we've done
83
series masters in the past,
tackle,
but I think this year we're taking it
block shot, 90
a step
power,
further
83
and being a
finesse.
little bit more aggressive when it
series
comes
master?
to the OVR. So as you can see here right now, we are targeting Von Miller to be our Series 1 master at 91
Series one
overall.
master, that's fire.
And there's a couple of cool things to call out here. So one is we feel like Weekend League is going to be the main place where you're going to want to go get this your Series 1 trophies. There's still those other places. There's still head-to-head seasons. There's still squad seasons. And if you are playing that consistently, you're going to obviously rack up some additional trophies there as well. But in terms of trophies per hour, if you want to call it something like that, we feel like Weekend League is going to be a really
like the place.
prime spot for you to go and earn those. And so tying that to, again, with such an aggressive OVR for what's coming out there right now, because we're probably looking at like the highest core elite, mini spoilers, is an 88. So having a 91
Okay,
as
so
the
the highest
series
core
master
elite is 88.
feels pretty strong.
91
right?
is strong though.
He's only going to be available during that series. After that is out, he's going to get dropped in the packs.
Okay.
So if you are an online player and you
After
are just
Series
crushing
one,
it,
he was gonna be in
this is
packs.
going to be somebody that is probably going to go for a good chunk of coins
Yeah.
on the auction house. I can talk a little, I promise. So
It's only been an hour.
Von Miller's going to be the highest.
so we feel
overall
like
then,
that's something that's going to be
besides
pretty cool.
Legends then.
One other thing that I don't think we have any capture on is Coach Madden. So Coach Madden's coming back this year.
Coach Madden is coming back.
Couple
Oh, my
different
green screen
different
just
things that we're
fell.
going to try to do this year when it comes to Coach Madden. Excuse me. The first one is just obtaining Coach
Left
Madden
pack is for
is going
points
to
and the
be
right one is for
fairly
points.
easy.
Appreciate that, Drink. Green screen.
We felt that was important for a lot of players who just are looking to get Coach Madden and equip them and have Coach Madden be part of their team,
one
right?
second.
You're buying a Madden game, right? That feels like it makes sense. The other piece will still work similar to last year, where you're looking to go get more of those sort of like Coach Madden upgrade trophies. And so the thing that call out there is you're only going to be able to do the allotment that is worth, kind of in that series. So
Got it.
last year, I believe
to lean against my wall,
tier 1 and
actually.
tier 2 were
Room
both
around,
training. This
and
year
I
they're
kinda
going to
have to
be
lean it on my
for
chair.
that collectible. So you're going to have the
Or-
opportunity to get
or
up to
fall
3 of those
down.
collectibles in series 1. And as series continue to go on, we'll just
It's
add
weird,
an
I kinda have
additional
to lean
one
on my chair or fall
that you
down.
can go get. So if it's at 3 and you didn't do any that series and series 2 comes around, you'd have the opportunity to get 4 of those. So you always kind of have that opportunity to work backwards. It's going to just be the same collectible that you can go in and use that competitive currency on.
Okay. And I noticed that since it's a
Sorry about
competitive
that, guys.
currency and you have a Series 1, when Series 2 comes out, how does that translate? Does the Series 1 currency convert into Series 2? And
Yeah, so with trying to do it through a currency versus the collectibles that we did last year and probably the last several years was, you were always able to go back and say like, oh, well, let me use my Series 1 or later collectibles. And that's really not going to be a thing for this year. You're going to definitely be encouraged to use those competitive trophies during the series. Because yes, as you mentioned, when Series 2 comes around, we will expire the Series 1 trophies and prop the Series 2 trophies. And what's going to happen is all your Series 1 trophies are going to get cut in half and be used for your Series 2 trophies, kind of like as a starter.
Okay,
right?
so your Series
So
1
it's-
trophies will be cut in
I'm
half
sure there's some sticker shock when you
for-
hear that,
for
but
your Series
really
2
that's
trophies
kind of how this
when
was
that-
working
when
in
the
years
season
past,
splits over
right?
into
It's
Series
just,
2,
this one's going to be a
vice
little bit
versa for
more
Series
in your
3,
face
Series
of like,
4,
oh, well,
etc.
yes, my trophies aren't worth what they were now that there are new updates that require new trophies and new things. So that's how we're going to execute on that. I appreciate you mentioning that because I'm sure that's going to be something that the players are going to want to know about.
yeah,
That seems weird though, because then that seems like
So
a
I
huge head
think
start for
that's
Series
it for
2.
series progression. We talked about Series Master. We'll go ahead and get that front image for you guys too. We didn't have it available till I think it was 6:59 a.m. Eastern, right when the stream started. Josh was kind of working on getting those images there. Let's go ahead and talk about Journey. So up next we have Journey, NFL 100 Part 1. So first off, we got a few parts going on here. Again, the milestones right here, I went ahead and highlighted
Remember,
that.
do all
but,
these solos. It's gonna
I
get you
noticed
so
that
many
the
coins.
era and how these kind of solos.
Your team
sorry,
pretty
these
much
ultimate
gonna be
challenges are
done.
broken
Look at the
down
corner,
into,
76
man, I'm
overall.
I'm up 2-0.
And look
I
at the
know,
solos
I
that he's
know.
done.
I
He
need
hasn't
some
even
more.
finished all of the solos.
ahead,
He has
Jay, take it
76
away.
overall, and
So
he has
yeah,
82,000
I
coins.
mentioned earlier,
The
but
points is
the
probably
NFL,
just loaded in
this
from
is the 100th
EA,
season
or
of
it's
the
whatever
NFL,
the account
and,
that
they're going
they
to
let
make a
them
big deal
use,
of it.
but
That's something
I'm
that's
pretty
really
sure they
exciting
wouldn't
and
load
something
them in
that's
coins.
absolutely worth
Pretty
celebrating.
sure those points are
From the
just
NFL, we
whatever,
want to
because
bring
they
some
have
of
their
that,
personal accounts,
into
and
Ultimate
then they have
Team as well.
accounts
So,
that has everything
part
loaded
one,
in,
kind of
but
going
everything
through
loaded
some
in
of
will
these
be like
different eras of,
maxed out coins, maxed
all
out
the
points,
games, and
etc.
we've had a couple of our
He's 76 overall.
producers going
level
through here
20.
and finding out some
He hasn't
really
even
cool
finished
tidbits.
all
Like
those
as I'm
solos.
going through reading
This
them,
is
I was
done,
like,
this
oh
is
wow,
done, this is done. But he
didn't
hasn't
realize they
finished
had
all of
that
the
type of
solos.
rule, when playing back.
Do you have
So
some
there's
go-to
a
players
lot
you
of
really
cool
want to have the first week or what?
learning
Mutt
experiences in here as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
so just going in here, kind of
John
recreating some of
Ross
those moments,
for
getting
speed.
a little bit closer
Brandon
to
Cooks,
the history of the NFL.
Speed.
And then yeah,
Always.
we bring what people love about journeys, which are
for-
some of those rewards.
for
and, for the master for this, we're looking at right here, Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas journey. Hold on, I'll get to that in a
Your
second.
journey master.
Very slow, but
So I believe journey is 50 challenges,
Goddamn, why is
but
that so
again
slow?
with that star system, it's not going to feel like just 50, right? Like I doubt
so I'm
that
saying maybe
you are
speed
going
is
to be
not
able
that.
to
Maybe speed
max
is not
star
that crazy
and get
because
the
Michael
bonus
Thomas
on every
seems
single
like he should
one.
have at
There's
least
definitely,
85
like,
speed.
when I mentioned like there were times where
That
I was
Marshawn Lattimore had
playing 2 stars
87.
over the weekend.
Oh yeah,
A lot
Marshawn
of these
Lattimore is always good in the
were
beginning.
in-
John
in
Ross
journeys,
is like
right?
budget for good for the
I was
beginning.
trying to get the bonus
Legend,
condition.
if
So
they
I
do
have a
bring
question
legends
for you.
early,
On the
Randy
bonus
Moss of
condition,
course.
Let's say that I go ahead
But like
and
for
play,
budget cards that are realistic
through
to
an
get,
ultimate challenge,
Yep.
right? And I have this bonus
speedy wide
condition
receivers
and
like
I
John
don't
Ross
need
and
it.
Brandon Cooks.
If I can keep replaying to try to go ahead and get that. If
There's
I
always
back
gonna be
out
budget
completely, will I
cards.
still be able to go ahead and get that?
Aaron Rodgers for
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm glad you called that out. That's definitely
QB.
something that we've
Steve
done bonus
Young,
conditions from
if
time
the
to
legends are
time
out.
in years past, and that was one of those things where
Hey,
like
bro,
at
you know,
that
if we get
time,
the game-
if you didn't
Hey,
earn
bro.
it and leave
that
the
moment.
challenge,
You know,
you,
if
you
we get the
couldn't go
game
back and
early,
get it. So
if we get
it is different
our
now.
rookie premieres, we
The
gotta
thing
wait
to
till
call out
August
is if you're
2nd when the
looking to
game
get the
release.
max stars, right? If this thing is worth
Yeah,
four
Route Runner
stars,
might be the move,
right?
though.
3 of them
Oh,
being for
drink.
the difficulty, and then there's one
Hold on.
bonus. You have to play
Rookie premieres
on 3
won't.
stars.
I don't think they'll
and
come
get
out
the
in
bonus
EA
on-
access. I think
on
rookie
3 stars, right?
premieres
You can't go get
will
the
come out
bonus
August
on 1
2nd.
star and then say, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get. I see you over there, Farls. I know. Pro tip: you can go ahead and cancel that pro tip. It doesn't work.
1 star.
Your selection
One
sounds solid.
1 star Farls over there.
Yeah, bro.
So
I just
and
know
look at-
that
that's my-
it's
also my
always
Uber
going to be
rating.
Brandon Cooks
1
and
star.
John Ross is going to be cheap and
Another
fast.
pro tip: don't play mold day 1. Apparently, he's beat every solo that you've
And then
captured.
just
No,
looking for
oh,
Meta
no,
cards here.
actually,
Marshawn
no,
Lattimore was
that's a
85
point for you
overall
now
with
as well.
87
I'm up
speed. We see
2
Michael Thomas with
2 to
82
1 to 1.
speed.
That
But
means
like
how
you're
many-
saying with the
how
route
many
running, the
stars
route
is
running
it?
might be key this
Right?
year.
That
and
is how many
speed might
that
not
he
be
got
that
on that
good.
particular
Route
challenge.
running
Got it.
actually
Okay,
might make
cool.
them faster, like
Alright.
on because of how
Good
faster
stuff.
they're actually
All
running their
right,
routes.
so that is Journey.
might be
Let's
something
go ahead and jump
to look
into
at.
sets. I think the things I got: sets, store,
And yeah, Dakota.
legends.
I don't think
we'll
I don't
talk
think
pre-order,
we're gonna
rookie
get our rookie
premieres.
premieres the day
Legends?
of
All right,
EA
so
access,
we'll talk
like the 25th.
about so we'll jump right to legends and then we'll go
Well,
into
look at the
sets
legends.
later.
Okay, the legends
So,
are John
legends
Elway, Marcus
solos,
Allen, Marvin Harrison,
You'll see
Larry
right
Allen,
here we have 8
Derek Brooks, Michael Strahan, Mel Blunt, and Ken Houston. Those might be the only first 8 legends in the game.
Yeah, on at EA Sports _Mutt. Closer on 725.
Those might
right
be the
here.
only legends in the game
Here's
day
the
one.
legend solo sequence. When you log in, you'll be able to. Let's click in on Legend John Elway. What's cool here is you earn the power up, kind of like last
Okay, so
year,
you
but
play
then
the
you also
solos and you
can
get the
Go
power
ahead
up.
and complete the set. So all the information is laid out there for you.
Yep. So this
very
is
simply.
this is the mission for all those different legends. So if you're looking to know exactly what do I need to do to acquire Legend John Elway, here you
Alright,
go.
so
Right.
we got
that
8
earn the power up,
legends at,
it's taking you directly to that
day one
ultimate
confirmed.
challenge. And by playing through that, that's how you're going to earn John Elway's power up. That's going to check off step 1, and then earning all these
Maybe Larry
additional
Fitz will be good in this one.
components
You never
that
know.
build
Yeah,
up
if
to
route
that
running
full
is key, then,
Elway legend.
and
is
that's
sort of the next
that
step.
makes sense what
And
you
the
said
legends
though
we have
about
at
route
launch
running
are
being
John
key.
Elway, Marcus Allen, Marvin Harrison, Larry Allen. I'll let you say the next one.
DB55, Derek Brooks.
Okay,
Michael
so those are the the legends at
Amel, Blunt, and Ken Houston.
launch. Ken Houston,
I don't know.
Blunt, Michael Strahan,
I
Derrick
don't
Brooks,
really
Larry
know.
Allen,
I'm
Marvin
sorry.
Harrison, Marcus
I mean,
Allen.
you know, we've been here for now for an hour and 10 minutes, probably a little bit
mean,
longer.
is good.
That's my favorite morning show, and you're not even going to let me say Michael Strahan.
Well, hold on. Let me see if there's anything left here for you. Maybe you can talk about Madden Rewards MVP program.
We do have power-ups.
Huh? We do have power-ups.
Power-up sample.
Power-ups is pretty, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, before we get it, so, hold on. Newsflash. No, she's like, no, we're not going to talk about that.
No. Ooh.
I'll let Farrells talk about that.
What do you
Farrells.
think?
Man of the
What do you
people.
think?
Man of the people. What do you got?
Man of the people.
What do they want to know? It's about. Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Tell them.
Yeah, so Agent K, big news here, and I know a lot of people have been super hyped up about
Marvin Harrison gonna
their
go
chance to play
crazy.
early, not just through Origin Access Premier or EA Access, but of course MUT Rewards members and folks that have gone ahead and earned that legendary status. They want that chance to know,
For sure.
is this my year? Is this the chance I'm going to get the game early? So, remember a couple years ago we did FedEx delivered Madden. I received a copy. It was glorious. The last few years, we went through email straight up. And what we found was a lot of people missed that email, right? They didn't have the
sure.
right account linked. This year, how we're going to go about that, aside from, we have over 1,000 codes just for MDD members. So just for, you don't have to be a member, obviously. You're just viewers. So,
sure.
Just like the beta, Zeta Zodes, we'll have Zame Zodes for MDD, just hanging out and getting a chance. But for those folks who went
really
ahead
needs a camera.
and
He
really
needs a camera.
locked in and are looking for that, we've got another over 1,000 codes reserved just for those folks. And the way you're going to go ahead and access that is take a screenshot of your legendary status, do a little name on it so we know that it's yours, that matches up with your Twitter account, send it on over to the EA Sports _MUT account, and between 7:25 and 7:30, we'll get those out through that cadence.
So if you guys have
start
legendary
today, we'll start
status
7:23
to get a free copy of
collecting
Madden
those,
at 20,
right? And we know there's going to be a
take
lot
a
of members.
picture
There's
of
always been more
you
players
playing Madden
that are
with
up there in
legendary
that status
status
than
with a
there
loose
is,
leaf with your Twitter name
copies.
on
But we
it.
feel like
Take a
through
picture, put it
social,
up to the
with as many
screen,
as we have
and then
this
take a picture
year,
of your legendary
we're gonna
status
be
as
getting
well,
it out to you.
and
So
tweet it
let
out
us
to
know your
EA
status,
Madden
take that
NFL
screen, add your little
at Twitter.
Microsoft
It just said you
Paint
could get it that
to
way.
it. Send it on over to EA Sports MUT. I've got Twitter guy watching it right now. We'll collect those and get those out to you between 7:25 7:30.
Charles,
Are we going to give away copies tonight? We have to check and make sure we can. They really don't like when we do that, but of course we're going to do it anyway. No, I'm just kidding. They love when we give stuff to the community. Pick that one up, throw it over
Just
to Jason.
don't hit me.
Those are hard copies. What we're going to give
There you
away
go,
tonight, you'll receive it on 7:25, so we're going to take down your account
The
name.
green.
Do you have Nightbot up?
Yep.
All right, so Gabby has Nightbot up. So we're going to take down your
Green screen
account.
does not like this.
If you would love a hard copy, we could. But I feel like digital code, you're going to really want that on
Give
7:25.
us your email. We'll send it to
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabby just said it. Digital copy,
I did not
email
know
7:25.
that these were in the wild until I showed up early.
They were there. They were
I just
sitting
got a
there.
tweet from Joke, the competitive Madden player. He said, send us an early copy. And we should. Because he's a competitive player. He's going to actually have a chance. So competitors are going to give copies away.
That's
Game
better than
Changers are
a
going to
tweet
give copies
from
away.
Better than a tweet from Andrew Wilson saying that you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
So
Devs are
I'm
going to say
definitely glad to be hearing
Dev
from Joke
team's
instead
going to
of
give them away. So
A-Dub.
do we want to roll Nightbot right now or want to wait till the end of the show? Should we roll one now, one at the end of the show?
one now.
You guys in the Madden stream
All right. At least one at the end.
It's getting
So,
chilly up in here.
A couple.
Need
It's
some
tough to read the chat. Yeah, you guys take a break. Maybe do some jumping jacks. You guys
Actually, I
got
need
great
to stand.
energy.
The app
I'm
told me to
excited.
stand. I need to get those.
Because then
those-
we're going to go
those
through power ups.
stands in.
Jake, while we get Nightbot set and ready to roll, can you tell us a little bit about the art team? Because not only did I love that they put the EA Access logo on this, where you can play on an early time frame, but just the purple, the Russell Wilson, he pops. Like somebody had to construct this, put it together. It looks amazing. Give the art team a shout.
That does look
A
good.
huge shout out to those guys. I mean, what they do for me and how my brain works is basically black magic. You know, these guys.
Claim your crown,
You know, this team is
Complete the
pretty
mission,
remarkable.
sorry,
You know,
no,
they
it's not
they can
really
take a vision, come up with their own visions,
You're
come up
gonna
with
be
their
able
own
to
creative,
upgrade your theme
and find a
kings.
way to realize that and do it quickly and
I said I've never
consistently.
heard of
And
you, but
you
you
know,
have
the
a
thing that
gaming
I think
chair.
that
I
they
know
would
you're
be proud of,
serious.
and obviously I'm
Appreciate
super
that,
proud of,
Corey.
is the consistency that they bring to the table.
That's actually kind of funny.
Just a superb job from them all the way
If you have a
around.
gaming chair, so I
Definitely
know
not
you're
enough
serious.
love goes to them in this whole process.
Oh, man, that's
Oftentimes,
funny. Nah, bro.
we on the creative and
I do
production
take-
side are the ones holding them up and
Yeah,
making their
artwork
job
does look
a
great
lot
this year.
more difficult than it
compared
has
to
to be.
like
So
them being
huge,
lazy.
huge shout out
Just a
to
different
that
it's
entire
a
art
different
squad.
layout. Like,
And definitely appreciate you giving them
18
a shout
and
out
19
as
look
well,
very
Farrells.
similar.
That is,
20 looks like a completely
definitely
different game.
something
Looks
that
like they
helps
actually wanted to
bring
change the
this
game,
mode
start
to
over
life.
a new leaf.
You know, when we were
But yeah,
playing
Corey, I'm taking
on
Mud serious a lot.
you know, at home over the
I took
weekend,
it serious
there's a lot of
last year,
stuff that
19.
we aren't able to
Uploaded
put,
for like
you know, into the
consistently
game at
4
that
straight
time. And
months, 4 or 5
as soon
straight
as you
months.
bring it back in, you're just
Top
like,
100
oh,
weekend
okay,
league
it's
for
different
like
now.
12 weeks
This is
straight.
the real deal. So huge shout out to them.
Rank
Yep.
9 was the highest I got.
Madden 20. Right here, it's Nightbot. Go ahead and roll. It can be PlayStation. Active. Have a winner.
Alan the goat.
Alan the goat.
Beep beep.
Back it up.
All right. Alan the
I hope
goat.
that's not
First
I
winner
hope that's
here.
not marketing, Alan. Did he want
No,
a copy of his own
no.
game? All right.
I don't want to say anything more because then I just shoot myself in the foot.
All right.
But that's not marketing.
We're gonna go ahead and roll one more right now because we can, because that could be, you know, you want to give away one on each, and then of course at the end of the show, folks, we're gonna give away more copies. Like we said, Gabby the Granner is gonna
Plus the
get your
green
email,
series,
and then we
series.
will send it to you on 725.
I
which is
appreciate
also
that. That's
happens
funny
to be
as
my
hell.
EA access code.
Cool.
My green screen's actually fucked up
One
now.
more for now,
I
and
seen
then
it,
more later.
it fall down because I got the pull up green screen
Unhittable 88.
and I changed my setup. So now
Unhittable.
Has
88.
he thrown a no-no?
my
I've thrown
the
a
camera
no-no.
used to be on the other side, and
5/3/99.
I was facing the wall.
That's the date.
So I
'cause
could
I have
lean
the
my
ball
green
in
screen
my
against the
room,
wall. Now I have to
obviously.
kind of lean it
displayed on my
against my
mantle.
chair.
I
It's
love
kinda weird.
this.
Yep.
You don't see it
5/3/99. No
being
hit the
messed up,
Yankees
but it
in
is
farm
like
league.
it's
Not a
like
big
right
deal.
above me.
Hey,
It's pretty
work.
weird.
Oh, okay. then.
All right, so we'll talk about that.
Are people
here
doing
shortly.
their
impressions?
Impressions?
I think you
or no,
vote
not
for
their
the
impressions.
subs. Appreciate it.
Their Mutt reward legendary status over to EA Sports Mutt.
Actually, I was paying attention more.
I beat
about
a lot
the blog
of
going live.
pro
Oh,
players.
the
too.
vlog is live.
And
ton of
like
effort.
last
Do we
year,
want to?
too.
Do we want to
Well,
jump
Well,
into that?
let's walk
Green
through
Bay
it, the power up process.
Madden 18 club
a little
champion, I
bit,
beat him.
And
I
there's
beat
gonna be some
Zan, the
videos from
guy that
content
owns
creators and
Playbook
game changers
GG.
tomorrow.
I beat the hell out of
Also
him.
gameplay, all that kind of stuff.
Um,
One thing that I think this part is.
There's a couple people
I think
I
when you
beat.
guys heard about Superstar X Factor abilities, I think that was a really big
money
task
to
for your
YouTuber I
team to
beat. It's all on
undertake.
my channel,
And
too.
I don't know if you want to give some context.
I'm probably gonna
on
upload a
what
couple
was
of more of
needed to
those
be done
videos
to
to
kinda
basically
get us where
to
we need to
re-upload
be.
and show the people
And
that I beat
the
in
level of
Madden
information
19.
that we're about to share now, and also what we post on the blog, is as transparent as possible
Yep.
about Superstar X Factors and Superstar abilities. We even put a spreadsheet in there that has a ton of information they can manipulate. Also, we talked about X Factors and Superstar abilities and salary cap mode, what the costs are, what they are. Walk us through kind of just how did you guys bring Superstar X Factors to Madden?
Gonna get deep here.
All right, sounds
and,
good.
and I hope
Superstar X Factors
hope I
and
don't
Mutt is
stumble on
gonna be
myself too
crazy.
much.
Hope
But
you
yeah,
put in the
so
work in Madden 20.
you know
No one
the
will, bro. Appreciate it.
Superstar X Factor feature that Gameplay built for the game this year is awesome, right? And really became sort of a, well, what's the best way for us to use this in Ultimate Team? We know Ultimate Team is just, quite frankly, a little bit of a different beast than what you find out in other areas of Madden. And so one of the initial concerns was, well, what's going to happen when you get 22 guys on a field that all have, these abilities and X factors potentially? What is the game even going to play like? What's it going to look like? Is it going to be a case where everything is super overpowered? Is it going to be a case where everybody's just canceling each other out and now you're just kind of playing, older iterations of Madden? So there was a lot of, legitimate, thought and design, and we wanted to figure out what the best approach was. So the first thing that we did was we wanted to build archetypes this year in Ultimate Team. And so with archetypes, in terms of what it brings to the table for superstar abilities is it lets us do a much better job of setting the expectation of what a particular player will have access to. When I say have access to, I'm talking about specific superstar abilities, those passive abilities that the player gets on every single down when he's inside and playing the game. So we went through that. We took an exercise of, okay, well, we have our giant list of abilities. We know our archetypes now of where these guys need to fit into. Well, let's go and first initially say, what ability belongs to which specific archetype. And the easiest one that I can go to and talk about, and the example that I think I give in the blog is, things like a scrambler quarterback. A scrambler quarterback is just flat out not going to have access to some of these accuracy or dead-eye abilities that other, archetypes in the quarterbacks will have access to. That's just, it won't be a thing. It doesn't matter if they're 99s across the board. You are making a choice when you take on that player that I'm going to be playing a certain way, or I'm going to, put more value into something like Escape Artist or Fast Break versus Red Zone Deadeye. So those are choices that you're making when you are building your team, right? And hopefully, one of the goals here for us is not only to make sure that the gameplay experience is great, but we also are doing our best to promote variety inside of Ultimate Team, right? Like, it kills me when I hear, like, well, I'm just playing against the same guys all the time, right? Like, we feel like there's going to be more choice for players this year in terms of what's going to match their play style.
We know
and what they feel
that's
is
not
the
the
best thing for them.
case. We know everybody's going to just find, like,
the next thing that we did after that was, all right, cool. Here's everything that a field general quarterback can get. Well, now let's take another pass at it and say,
at the end of the day, everybody has something different.
What is some of the super strong ones that is going to have those field generals have access to? And what are some of the things that are sort of like in the middle or lower on? And so that's where we came up with, grouping these into 3 different buckets. So a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3. Again, with tier 3 being the thing that we felt was
doesn't stand straight up, like
sort of.
It actually just doesn't stand straight up. It actually needs to lean against the wall.
And so,
you think for a 200
once we did that, and then I guess lastly with the help of RG was we went through and made like a ratings criteria pass. So it's
started watching
football. Last year, things
I started
that we
watching
the table is,
Madden 17.
No, okay, cool. You have access to these things, but
watching and
for Gunslinger, if you're not at a certain throw power threshold, then the ability is not going to show for you
in Madden
that
17
specific tab. So
okay,
cool. A lot of different context there. More on the blog that we can read, and I'm sure we'll be doing probably some social media interaction as well with some people that might have some additional questions for that. But when you go to the power up, sorry, I know we were handling that for a while there.
Is 18.
There's a little bit of nuance to this, but for the most part, at 80, 85, and 90 are the different OVR thresholds that you should be on the lookout for. So at 80 is when you get access to that tier 1 slot. At 85 for tier 2, and 90 is when you get the tier 3. Again,
as of now,
there's a little bit of nuance to that, but that's basically where we're trying to give players access.
And I still like the Bears too, so I don't really have a favorite team because I'm not really a diehard football fan. I just started playing football.
Yeah, so with power-ups in general, this year we wanted to take a slightly different approach. A lot of the core concepts are still there.
Like, I'm not like a team-oriented.
One of the things that we wanted to do was kind of like get you to the meaningful actions a little bit quicker. So right now you're going to see that there's only 5 upgrade steps with training before you start to get to where you need to put in his core.
Cool to like them because everybody likes him now.
So as you're doing that, you're sort of like getting upgrades to the OVR, but you're also getting things like the team chemistry slot.
I love
getting
the
scheme chemistry slot, the physical chemistry slot.
Young talent,
you're getting all that stuff. So that you're kind of getting those. It's like a 2-for-1 when you're upgrading through the path now. And then, like I said, as you get to a point where you start to cross some of those OVR thresholds that I mentioned, that's where you can see right now Russell Wilson has that first ability slot opened up. So from there, it's really about, again, well, what does that specific archetype have access to? Does he meet any ratings thresholds that may or may not come along with that specific ability? And then there's sort of, I guess, like the long-term plans. Like, okay, cool, well, I can get the first slot, I can get
overall,
tier 1,
Russell
and then a tier 2, and a tier 3,
79
right?
speed.
But you're definitely going to find yourself where you're making really difficult choices.
That's
right?
so weird.
You're definitely going to get to a spot where you're like, well, I really want 2 of those tier 2 abilities, but I'm having to choose one of them. Like, when will I ever be able to do that, or will I ever be able to do that? Well, at 93 overall, that tier 1 bucket that Russell Wilson has will now get access to everything that was available inside of tier 2 as well. So that's kind of your opportunity, is like now you're progressing that player. He's gotten a little bit better. Well, now he's also going to have the ability to get different ability options put on him as well. So that's kind of the progression path that we're talking about there. Again, I mentioned a little bit in the blog. I know it's a little dense. It was probably one of the more challenging things I've had to write. But But same concept for when you hit 96 overall. 96 overall, that's tier 2. Now it gets access to those tier 3 ones. Those critical, crucial ones
Madden
that
20. I mean, in Madden 19, I had the Falcons.
Those are my jam.
I had
I
a
want more of those.
Falcons.
So that's kind of how
team, and then
when we talk
Falcons
about
team.
wanting to make sure that there is
that was like the
legs.
I would always have. I would have Julio super juiced
This
up.
was
Michael Vick
one of the things that we felt like. Okay, well,
Tony G super
one, it's
juiced
going
up.
to hopefully still promote that competitive balance that we're
I'll probably do the same again this year.
looking to hit.
Either that or.
But then also, well, why do I want to
or
continue to
Eagles,
progress? Why am I
or Steelers.
looking to get my team better? Well, there's going to be additional
Possibly
options
the
in
Browns.
your ability loadout,
Because
for
of
lack of a
Denzel
better
Ward and
word,
Odell.
that you're going to be able to get into. So I think that's going to be some really cool and compelling choices, and kind of again promote that journey that players are going to go on with us this year. And then the last thing, and this one is super critical. I mentioned it to you earlier when we were in the lineup screen. The big difference in the lineup screen for me is once you start putting abilities or X factors on these players, you're going to see this kind of additional contextual. It's in the blog. I don't know if we were able to take a picture of
I got
it.
a screenshot. Z-Frawls, can you zoom in on that? I can try to see.
What
Not
we
zoom in,
Rodgers,
but
Corley.
it's in the blog. We'll make sure to tweet it out
Look at
from
Brandon
at
Cooks.
EA Sports
Is that a
_Mutt.
quick sell, Brandon Cooks?
All this information is in the blog.
See that pack
we
with
just
the
make
quick sell
sure to
Brandon
have
Cooks
it
on
go
it? I think
live
it's a
while
quick
we're
sell
doing the
Brandon
stream,
Cooks.
so we can reference it afterwards.
Because it has a
So
coin
just go
pack
check
on
out
it.
Gridiron
Or
Notes.
maybe
their
that's showing
latest
that's
news.
from the pack.
But essentially,
I think
there's
it is a quick
an
sell Brandon
activate
Cooks, though.
superstar option
So
on
it's
there,
like
and
the
that's when
overall
you're
is
going
yeah.
and
So
choosing.
we
I don't
basically
think we
have the
mentioned in
same
this
team in
particular
Madden
stream.
19.
We have
Yeah,
talked about
pretty
this
much.
before. Is you get to choose 3 guys from each side of the ball.
I had the hybrid.
So 3 guys on offense, 3 guys on defense.
Falcons.
You can put abilities on
Julio,
multiple guys,
stuff
more
like
than
that.
3, but you're gonna have to kind of choose and elect which 3 guys you're sort of activating for when they go into the game. And if you don't fill that out, if you're not choosing any of those 3 guys, they will not be active when you go into the game. So that's kind of the big one that I think might take a
What is
game or
that,
2 for
Jalen
players
Ramsay?
to kind of
Madden
that's right.
20
Well, why isn't it?
pre-order?
Oh,
Or
that's right.
a pre-order,
I
Jalen
didn't.
Ramsay?
I didn't activate them, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you're going to go and make that choice. And again, do you want to roll with a quarterback and 2 receivers? Do you want a quarterback, halfback, receiver? Like you're going to have all those different options and loadouts in there. So like a big layer of strategy that you're going to be able to find here. So again, I know that is a lot to go through.
It's a lot.
I guarantee there are questions about that. And we're going to do our best to answer those.
Yeah. So, guys, we'll make sure to tweet out on at EA Sports _Mutt. For those people that just want to go ahead and look, type in Gridiron Notes. Look for
think they're
X
gonna wrap it up
Factor
here.
and Superstar abilities. And in Madden Ultimate Team, that information is there. We provided a spreadsheet that you guys can download so that you can go ahead and say, like, hey, if it's field general, let me go ahead and, like, unmark not applicable so I can see kind of everything that kind of gets unlocked. So, there is so much information about this that it was really important to me and Jake and RG and many people to get you guys that information so that you at least had it handy. And that it's going to be at a certain space. One thing to highlight is that there are some positions that are not probably in that spreadsheet that we'll look to update it. Kind of as those requirements continue to, like once we get those and we add them into the spreadsheet.
Things like linemen and
Yeah,
fullbacks.
I think like kicker and things like that. So there's just so much content, not only in this stream, but so much content going into the blogs that, rather than delay, it's like, let's get it out there. Let's put disclaimers out there for our players. Because I think at the end of the day, for the people that are tuning in Madden Daily Drops, you guys just want the information. What you do with that information is totally up to you. If you have questions, definitely tweet Jake. Jake is very familiar with this process. For me, I probably won't be available for like the next 24 hours just because I have a doctor's appointment that I have to go to. But I will be monitoring Twitter later on tomorrow afternoon.
Wrap this up.
Yeah. So to recap, blog, great place to go.
They're gonna put the rest of the stuff that
You'll
they didn't
instantly
get
be
to
able
on
to
the blog.
see
They're probably gonna do
what
another stream
abilities are
tomorrow.
available for each
If
archetype.
they do another stream,
And then
we're gonna
again,
do
when I
another live
mentioned
like
that,
this.
some of those players either have OVR, some have OVR and a ratings threshold. All that information is in there. We triple checked it, but I'm not going to say that there's not, a 95 where it should have been a 93.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna probably be a mistake or 2 in there, but we definitely did our best. And again, this is a credit to you to make sure that you're holding us accountable and making sure that we can get that information to the players as early as possible. As challenging as that is, and that one was daunting.
Yeah.
It was important,
But it was
and
good.
definitely
it was really important to get it out
definitely
there.
worth it.
Yeah, so a lot of information there, a lot of meaty stuff. So let us know. We'll be trying to answer as many things as we can. Even probably if we see something that's really standing out, let's get it into Gridiron Notes,
Yep.
to answer community questions. That's going to be the platform that myself and our community team will be using going into Madden 20, is by really talking through Madden Daily Drops, or whatever we're going to call it. Not just that, but it'll also be the platform which we communicate with our players on a weekly basis. We're exploring other ways, but having something in one place versus tweeting one person directly, that's great one-to-one, but at the end of the day, we want to try to get all that information where people can go ahead and share that information with everyone else. So we kind of walked through just power-ups. You guys saw some screens. There's going to be some videos coming out tomorrow.
Are you getting EA access? Yes, I'm going to get EA access.
One thing to really highlight, though,
if it's
is that when
anything
they took their
previous
videos,
years,
they took their images 2 weeks prior to me taking mine. So there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't ready. I mean, we're talking about we're launching. I want to say it's a week. Is it a week and a half early? I mean, it's crazy how much the timeline has moved up, and we're all working hard to make sure that everything is accurate and is out there.
If it still works the same way as it did before,
it's just trying to get you guys information as early as possible.
On different accounts.
So that's that. Let's talk about we talked about power-ups. Let's talk about sets. Is it sets next?
Oh, they're not ending.
Yeah. So one thing, this is a good point for those people that have the theme builders and are upgrading, right? Remember we said that you can only do 10 of them. There is going to be the option that you can upgrade with training. So you pick 10 players in the theme builders. Don't be discouraged. There are going to be ways to go ahead and continue that power-up path if you don't have the wild card Russell Wilson, right? Theme King right here. You can go ahead and use your training to kind of get that. I thought that was really cool. Great move on the development team, so you didn't feel like you couldn't complete everything. We've got a lot of completionists out there in the community. I'm one of them, so it's just kind of great to do. So let's talk about exchange sets. We're going to walk through these exchange sets real quick. We got 10 exchange sets. First up, let's just run through these images. We have our rookie master Josh Allen. Right here, you're going to trade in 70 gold rookie players.
70 gold rookie players to get his
rookie master Josh Allen. And I think we have a screenshot of what his ratings will be.
That's not the greatest.
I mean, a lot of
70 rookies. 70 rookies. If they're at least 2,000 coins each, that's 150K for 80 speed.
I could use them on my team. All right, so what's next?
80 speed might be fast, though.
If Michael Thomas is at 82 speed, just you're trading in all 70 gold rookie players to earn the 86 overall core rookie master Josh Allen. Next up, we have all these other sets, which are either rookie exchange, low silver to high silver, rookie exchange, high silver to gold. You got your 66 to 69 overall silver exchange, your 70 to 74 overall gold exchange, your 75 to 79 gold exchange, your 80 to 82, your 83 to 84,
you tell
85
me
to
if I'm
86,
gonna
87 to 88. These are all
I'm trying to go
exchange sets.
crazy.
We
I think
want to get this
I'm gonna stay off
information
Twitch.
out
I
there
think
to
this
you
year.
guys, so that
I think
you
I'm gonna
guys
just put
know
in
what
all
kind
my
of
work
sets are
on
coming from
YouTube,
an
put in all my
exchange
streams on
perspective.
YouTube, do all of that.
Next up,
Stay
let's
off
go
of
and take
Twitch.
another look at another
Because every time I stream on YouTube, I get viewers. Every time I stream on Twitch, I don't get no viewers.
So let's talk about. You want to walk us through MUT loyalty and then also highlight? No.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so this is where you're going to use those loyalty tokens. Just everything that you were able to. I got them on that one.
Madden 19.
Everything that you were able to earn from 19. You'll get those.
It's not bad. 8 loyalty
when
tokens
you come
get
in,
you
and I think we're going to talk about this in
any
a second.
elite
But right
defensive
now,
player or any elite offensive player, you
targeting
get a high overall. You get 88
8-2
overall.
for when we actually go ahead and do,
which is the highest core elite.
The rookie premieres and the loyalty tokens
overall.
and getting all
Twitch
that stuff out there. We're targeting 8.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That Allen is bad besides
that.
the speed.
So,
That's
but when
what
you
I'm
get
saying,
those, these are all the different areas that you can go and choose to use those, depending on how many of those that you're able to earn.
Yeah, bro. I think I'm gonna just keep my talents on YouTube, bro.
Awesome. And I think
if I expand, If anything, I might just be a YouTuber, bro.
Behind this
like
is,
just YouTube streaming
at worldwide launch,
YouTube videos.
We're hoping
it'll probably boost me up anyway. Probably be better.
Things happen, it's happening on a global scale. We want to make sure that we can work on those and whatnot. So these are all the things that we have right there from MUT loyalty.
That might be the best. One MUT loyalty token
one more set,
gives you 10K coins. That might be the best one.
Ultimate Trainers. So this was the set that we had talked about. You know what? I think we talked about this
to like start you off and get your coins up.
Where this was the Ultimate Trainer, where you trade it in, you get a 72 overall, but then you get those 6 tokens you trade in to go ahead and get an 85 overall NAT player item. I think this might be leftover. I know we were kind of cutting it close to get to it. Let's talk about the store, Jake.
You would trade in one of the tokens to get an Ultimate Trainer, and then you trade in those Ultimate Trainers.
Not all things are final.
You're trading a few of those to get an 85
at least want to give you guys a
Ultimate
concept of what's in the store and what you guys can expect. I'll let you walk through it right here.
Yeah, I mean, we just got your different offers in here. The ever popular Get a Gold players are back. Let's see. I mean, yeah, the elite player pack was one that I definitely liked last year, and as soon as I was getting my 50,000 coins over the weekend, that's where I was looking to go, is get my my guaranteed elite in there. The special offers I thought were really cool. There's definitely some good ones
Special
in there.
offers are gonna be fire then.
Again for
Oh, you could pay with training for special.
I totally don't
offers.
want to
That's
say
not
the wrong
bad.
thing, but it's like a couple thousand coins, 5,000, 6,000 coins, and I was able to get right into like an 80, 81 fully auctionable player. So there was definitely a lot of good offers. I know you mentioned that
5,000
earlier.
coins for
of,
Anthony Barr. That's not bad.
making sure that you're going in there and checking those out as you're leveling up. Again, kind of rehash of the competitive currency for people coming in late. Competitive
crazy.
trophies
There's so
are
much.
a
I'm Xbox, bro.
user currency now versus collectibles, and this
There's
is
so
the
many like
place inside
videos
the
you
store
can
where you're
milk
gonna
with
be able to
this.
go
Like,
and
there's some
redeem
you
some
can
of
do a
those,
milk.
choose some
You
of
can
those
milk
packs that
just the
prior
stores. You
you
can
were
milk
only
all the
really
team items. You
earning
can make a video
from
milking the competitive
solo
currency. You
battles
can
or
make a
weekend league.
video milking.
And then lastly, our
Yeah,
team items
everything.
page, which is
The
the page
sets,
where you
you
can
can
just
make-
get
it's like
everything that
so
you're
much
looking
to
for
milk.
with training.
Oh man.
No, so that's great. I mean, we wanted to give you guys some context on what's there. I know I needed kind of like another playbook, so I went ahead and used my series one, my training to go ahead and get that. So unlock that there. Let's see what else we got. What do we got?
I'm gonna go off script.
Okay,
I'm gonna go off script for a second.
go for
Hang
it.
in there with me, guys.
I'm hanging.
So I was talking with the team just before coming on stream, and I was like, okay, what are some of the other things? I'm got a million things going through my mind of like, what are some of the things that we should kind of talk about? One of those that stood out was, well, what are you guys going to do with limiteds this year, right? That was definitely something that we heard a lot of feedback on last year. Didn't feel like it made sense to go back and do exactly what we did last year. So we're trying something out this year. We'll see how this one goes. So for limiteds, what's going to happen is last year they were 500,000 coin quick sell, which did some things to the auction house, and again, totally heard that, valid feedback. We're going to cut that in half. So the limiteds are going to go for 250,000 in terms of a quick sell value. There's still positives to doing that. So we felt like, okay, well, we can adjust and hear the feedback while still bringing some of those positives to the table.
Limited's being 200.
But the other kind of unique thing to call out here is there will not be a training option in the power up, right? There won't, like last year where we did, we launched a limited. A week later, you go right in. Okay, cool. I'm going to throw my training at it, and I'm good to go. I've kind of fulfilled that requirement. Cool. But, you don't do anything else, like you're still blocking people.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So what we're going to end up doing is at the end of the series, we're going to go and re-release all the limiteds, but that re-release of the limiteds won't have the 250,000 quick sell on it. So we feel like we're still going
That's way
to
better.
honor and encourage players to go and get after those limiteds, and they're still going to have value for them. But
do everything
they're
you
not
just
also
said in
not
info
going to just
videos.
block,
I'm like,
right?
they
So
won't give any views.
it was one of those
if you
things
do good
where
videos.
we heard a lot of
Drink.
people
I think
saying
I
like,
am.
well,
I think I'll probably do it.
it almost doesn't
in a
even make
couple
sense
days,
for me.
'cause
Like, why
why's
is that
my
cool,
lights
right?
so
Like, mud is this thing
bright?
where I should feel like again, it's just like bragging, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, like, hey, I was able to get this, and that lost a little bit of its value. And so this was, kind of our
think that's a
attempt to
good
bring
idea,
a little
bro.
bit of
Yeah,
that
draft
back,
champs is
while
gonna be
still
crazy. That's what
bringing
I'm gonna
the
actually,
value that's there
be
when those limiteds
doing
get
a lot
dropped.
of.
So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments and discussion around that. Please let us know.
Yeah,
That makes
Happy to hear
sense
some
though,
feedback.
Drink.
No, that's good. Anything
Hopefully I
else?
find the time.
You
If I
wanna
could,
highlight?
My script's done.
I may have to
Okay,
get up
your
early in the
script's done.
morning
All
and
right.
bust out like 3
Let's
videos
talk
of all
about,
that information. That makes sense, bro. It's
I
a
think,
good
what do we
one.
got next for
I
us?
could probably at least get like 200 views on each of them.
Loyalty offers. So for those people that participate in the Madden Rewards MVP program, so if you played any combination of Madden, NFL 17, 18, or 19 in the given years, you're basically going to be eligible for special rewards in Madden NFL 20. So, if you played 17, 18, and 19, this is tied to your Madden Rewards account. And so when you log in, you're going to be able to go ahead and get these packs, kind of like last year. These player items are NAT. We went ahead and highlighted that information in the, I think it was the NFL pre-orders blog. It was one of the community questions we elaborated on. But one thing that players are always asking is like, hey, how can I plan, with the information? And we
That's
went
good.
ahead and
That means
took
you're
all
gonna
the
have a
ratings
running
for
back, a
these player
guard, a
items. We want to
safety,
show
a
them to you on
defensive
screen
end,
so
a
you
wide
can kind
receiver,
of
and a
choose.
linebacker.
Who are
So
you guys
as well.
going to choose off the bat? I'm probably going to get Devontae Freeman. And I think I might go ahead and get
These are actually
DeMarcus
cards.
Lawrence.
Juju is
and
82
then
speed.
Possibly Tyron.
Let's see. DeMarcus Lawrence only 71 speed. Trash. The guard. Tyron Matthew.
I believe you can get
Devonta
Honey
Freeman
Badger
looks the
along
best.
way. DeMarcus Lawrence, I have not tried in Ultimate Team yet, so
85
I can't say
speed.
that.
I mean,
this
85 finesse
DeMarcus
is not
Ware
bad, though.
is
That's not
gonna
trash.
Go nuts. But
Forget what I said.
DeMarcus Ware in regular Madden is an absolute problem. He is so good at regulars, whatever. It's just really, really makes me want to
The
select
speed is
him in
seeming
this.
low. 83 speed.
Man, this is tricky. Thankfully, I'm gonna get to pick a couple.
Humble brag.
I'm gonna have a little bit more.
All right, moving on to Jake.
Yes, Jake, go for it. Overall, some really solid items here.
Freeman and Lawrence.
Give me the
Freeman.
edge rusher.
Yeah, Freeman looks good.
And man, he's a Falcon, so I really don't want to do it. But give me Freeman as well. It's probably the top two
Like you
guys.
said,
Boom.
Freeman, yeah.
Yeah,
Since
Freeman,
Jake
a
and I are
little
on
bit
top
extra out of the
guys.
backfield.
Juju doesn't look too great. Shaq
probably one,
Mason
two halfbacks
is
as
decent,
well.
but he's a lineman, so
So
lineman
that's another
you can-
no-brainer for me.
get gold
Good
linemen to
stuff.
fill
So
the spot.
this is the Madden Rewards MVP program. Just wanted to highlight that. Again, this stuff will be coming out on August the 2nd during worldwide launch.
100%.
So stuff that we'll be monitoring once it goes out, making sure that players get those items. Next
Probably a
up is
great
rookie
box
premieres.
safety.
I think our players would like to know.
Oh, rookie
kinda what
premieres.
Rookie premieres would look
Corey-
like going into Madden
Corey
20.
Woolsey.
So we kind of say that for the end. This also is coming out on 8/2, August 2nd, worldwide launch. So just want
sorry.
to go ahead and
They
pop
said they're
that up
coming
there.
out
Do you have that
August 2nd.
screenshot that we can share? Boom. All right, all the ratings, and we'll just put it up here, and then you know.
So these are the
we'll
ratings
ask.
for
I
the
mean,
rookie premieres.
Who did you guys complete? In,
Kyler Murray, 82
Madden?
speed. I did
know
Kyler
Jake.
Murray.
Jake
I did
completed
Quentin
them,
Williams.
you know. And
Whoa.
Farrell's
Yo, a
probably completed them all
72
as well.
overall
But
free
who
safety
are
has
you most
84
excited to use
speed.
in Madden 20.
This is higher than
Well,
the Tyran.
I mean, take a look into
What?
to
This
the
is
crystal
good as
ball
hell.
a little bit. It's hard to not think that Kyler Murray's ceiling is pretty high, right? Like what
Yo,
is
this-
that? What is
this
what is
Darnell's-
that guy
I gotta go
gonna
back and do
aspire
this
to? Maybe
tonight.
not on day one.
How much
but
money you
what is
spending
this
today?
guy gonna
I gave
potentially
myself a
get to
$2,000
inside of the Ultimate
limit.
Team?
So
He's
$2,000
somebody that
is
could
my limit
definitely
this
be
year.
a difference maker. I've made no excuses
spent
about it.
around
I'm a Bucks fan.
$2,500 last year.
I'll still always have a special place in my heart for Gruden. So I'd take a look at Josh Jacobs as well.
Devin Bush,
somebody
82
that,
speed,
you know, I
middle
think,
linebacker at
you know,
73
if there's somebody
overall.
that can
Marquise
utilize
Brown is
him,
at 88 speed at
I'm still gonna
74
give
overall.
my man Coach Gruden benefit of the doubt.
Yo, okay.
Wow, yeah, and then we got some more. Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa looks
That's a tempting one.
horrible.
Hollywood Brown. I don't know about Hollywood and Lamar.
Marquise
We're
Brown
gonna see.
looks
We're gonna see
great.
if they prove me wrong.
Crazy.
That looks great to
I'm
be so
looking
low.
at Kyler,
Okay.
obviously.
Let
The
me
82 speed's
write this
pretty solid at
down,
73.
okay.
And then Hollywood Brown, I believe that's 88 speed at 74 OVR.
Savage,
That's going to be pretty nasty.
Brown, and Devin
Those
Bush.
are the couple that I'm looking
I
at.
know I did.
Of course, I
Devin
did
Bush
fill out the
and
squad, so I'll
Kyler
test them all
Murray.
and let
But
you
I
know in
need to do-
MDD
I
how
need
it
to do
goes.
these two.
How,
Everybody
how,
else looks
you know, but
horrible. But
Savage
these two,
as well
and
snuck up
oh my
on
god,
me as somebody to keep an eye out on.
glad I
So
did
Darnell
Hollywood
Savage is
Brown and
somebody there,
Quinnen. Yeah, I did
early
Quinnen.
that should be able to get it done a little bit for you.
I did Quinnen
Good
and
stuff.
Devin
What
Bush
I'm looking forward is Madden 20.
and
So,
Kyler Murray.
I think that's my take on kind of getting a chance to kind of
Like those are not hard. Like all the other ones, they're not horrible for low overall. You got 70 overall. That's not horrible for a 70 overall car. But it's just that in terms of like what is the best. Yeah, those four are the best.
Is there anything else you want to add, Z-Farls, or anything else we need to
I
add?
did all the
Oh,
premieres
shoot,
except the guard and
pre-orders.
tight end. Oh yeah, you definitely
so
ready.
Let me go
Corey.
ahead and talk about pre-orders. So for those people that we might even have some questions from the chat too that we'll look at. So right here you guys have the graphics
Pre-order.
for pre-order, and you'll see them right here. So again, want to highlight earlier on the stream. I took a lot of images really early, so they're kind of placeholders.
You're probably
but
gonna
these
get a
are the
power up
images that are
QB,
publicly
right?
facing
I
out to
thought they'd
community
give you
members
like a
on
high
what is
overall
going to
QB.
be out
probably
there.
be a
We
power
have
QB.
for the Ultimate Superstar Edition, we have the first past and present elite player pack that has Jerry Rice and Jalen Ramsay. The other thing too is select 1 out of 32 core elite players. If you go check out the NFL pre-orders blog, those players are listed there. So that information is there. You're going to get your 15 gold team fantasy packs. You know, if you got the
15
Ultimate
gold
Superstar
team
Edition,
fantasy
one
packs
large
isn't
chain
bad.
quick sell
It's
value.
actually good.
Quick sell that values. I need to go back and double check and look at the blog. I'll probably pull that up.
The
to
training
kinda
quick
walk
sell
through that.
is,
But it's
I
out
think it's
there. All that information
1100.
is out there. You guys were
Basically
great.
could get you up to
Kinda
like
looking at
87
that
overall.
information.
Sorry about that.
There is some stuff out there that we've not been able. Like the ratings are still being done for some of the GameStop pre-orders. So once we have that info, we'll definitely try to get that out to you guys as well. The team is literally working
plus the solo battles. Oh, yeah, he
literally
was
to
definitely
like
in
the
the grind.
last minute.
4
you know,
QBs
not
are
like
just
last
abilities
minute,
for
but they're burning the midnight oil
Got you.
to go ahead and make sure that we get everything out there.
This
just
Ultimate
in
Team
time.
content is not that bad.
Top
With this
quality,
large training, that's an
for the
87
team.
overall quick sell.
Yeah, I mean,
Madden
there's just a
Champion
lot.
Series
Like,
pack, I think that's
I'm
like
mentally fried right
uniforms
now. I
and
think I've
stuff
hit my
like
limit. But let's talk about Jalen Ramsay. Here's a pre-order
This is a
for the
pre-order
past and
Jalen
present.
Ramsay.
I have Jalen Ramsay on
28
my
cap,
team.
84
I got the
overall,
Ultimate
81
Superstar
speed,
edition,
press, 82.
and right here
It's
he's
not
got
bad
81
for
speed, 82
84.
acceleration.
When you
83
saw that
jumping,
Marshawn
81
Lattimore that was
play rec,
85 with
man,
87
zone,
speed,
85 press.
that's when you
And
say,
then
like,
next up, I
God
think we
damn.
have
Pro tip.
Pro
Yes,
tip. All right,
yes.
what's a pro tip, Dad?
Jalen Ramsay. Yes.
Go for it. Get it? Okay. Jerry Rice, you want to walk through these stats right here, sir?
Jerry Rice, 84 overall, 80 speed, 82 catching.
Sir. No
Route
one's ever called
running
me
is
sir before.
okay.
I thought he was talking to Jake.
Sorry, guys. I'm hitting that.
Remember, a lot
of this
threshold
stuff is
where
like-
I am
You gotta look.
trying
Holding
to
it together.
stay.
Man.
I'm
You're holding
trying
it
to
together.
stay.
You know what,
70,
AJK? I'm gonna rock us through to the end of this
overall,
thing
rookie
right
Brown.
here. You got
Thank you.
Jerry
Rookie
Rice
Brown
flying
with
in,
88 speed.
84 OVR wide receivers. You got
He's smart,
80
yeah.
speed,
Just remember that.
84 short route running, 81 medium,
I
80
know
80
route
for
running
catch
is probably
traffic
going
and
to be a good
spec,
stat, but 80
catch,
speed,
and then
that's
77
8 higher
on the
speed.
deep ball for Mr. Jerry Rice. I think for the most part that
I don't think the pre-order
does
content is that
get
good
us
'cause
through
it'll be
all the
outdated no
graphics
matter
that
if
we
they
had.
should do like the
Gabby,
like
hit
the
us up
bonus
with
like
any
the
questions
chicken.
in the chat.
Yes,
We do have
yeah,
to do a
definitely.
giveaway.
But the reason why they won't do that is because they know
Yep.
this
So,
a couple
game
questions
sells
here.
coin. Like coin
Shout
is
out
a
to
big,
Gabby.
is a huge
So the
currency
rookie
in this
premieres,
game.
are they non-auctionable, tradable? Yeah, that's how that works every year. When you've completed
Coins are
it in
a
the
huge
previous
currency in this
year,
game. Like the first
you
day,
get the
100K
content. In
coins
the
is gonna
following
be going
year,
for like
the
25,
content will never hit the
$30
auction house. The thing
for
that
100K coins.
I don't want to officially comment on, because I know that
This
there was
Darnell
still an outstanding
Savage is
question
crazy.
on the
72
team was
overall,
if we
84
were going to do
speed.
anything in terms of abilities or chemistries
Okay.
with them this year. So I don't want to comment on anything like that on stream, but that's something that we can try to track down.
Yep.
Next one's pre-order content. When do they get it? 8/2.
Okay.
August 2nd.
Worldwide.
August 2nd,
So
World-
basically
content.
everything from Madden
August
Rewards
2nd, you
MVP.
get your rookie premiere as
You're
well.
looking at rookie premieres. You're looking at your Ultimate Superstar, Superstar Edition. All of them.
I may take. I may go back to the team and ask about that one. We might try to do that one on the early access of the pre-order. It'll depend. I need to go ask the team. That's one that we'll take back no later than August 2nd for sure on that one.
Cool.
So, is your progress
They said they
saved
wanna
on
change
EA
it, but
Access?
yes.
Yes, absolutely. You get your 10 hours, but when those 10 hours are completed, you pick up the full title again. You pick right back up with where you left off, whether it's an Ultimate Team or franchise QB1. Progress is good to go. So the level head start from plane 19. So the level skip. Right now, what is it? Dark screen. Oh my goodness, Gabby, dark screen. Gabby, the controller. Okay.
He has more than one job.
we're
guys.
back- we're back
More
in
than
it.
one job.
So is the level skip going to be there from 19? Some inside baseball. We were waiting on a dependency from one of our central teams, not currently in the building. It sounds like that got resolved. I would think by Thursday, when EA Access comes out, that the level skip would be there. If you find yourself potentially playing Madden 20 before Thursday, there's a chance where maybe it's not.
Yeah, sure.
But that is something that is back in there. We'll jump you to 10. There won't be rewards like last year. The rewards that you got last year were really everything
From
that
those levels.
you didn't play, right? Like, because last year when some of those early challenges, we actually did like the opposite of a level gate, where like once you got too far, you couldn't go back and do it.
Yeah.
This year it stays open, so there's no content that you're missing out on. So we're not.
And you don't want to do that because of the stars, right?
Right.
So I mean, like if you, I can already hear people. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, like I skipped, and why can't this happen? you think about it, you don't want us to force you to skip the level 10. And there's a lot of bonus conditions that you can meet to get those stars, because those stars are really important. They kind of help level up your team. So just, I think that's something I noticed where I was like, I'm kind of glad I'm playing through all of this, going through that process.
Pro tip. I do recommend playing through because there's a lot different. And just it's a really fun way to get through like the new missions and kind of sort
EA
through.
devs aren't funny.
You're in there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're kind of like cringy.
It doesn't even. It feels like you're deep in, but you're right on the surface still. It's really unique. And I think early when you have
he's always like an 82 overall, 80 overall, 83 overall.
As soon as you start to dive into stuff, it fills out.
85 at least.
The dedication's on there, so those early levels are pretty good. Pro tip, I'd go for it.
Pro tip. Any updates on house rules?
Yes, I mean house rules are going to be coming back.
House rules are coming back
with the amount of content and different experiences that are going to be there at launch. It's one of those things where we're not going to have it for you on day
I don't think they should have house rules.
I would say within the first month, you should start seeing house rules. Not specifically related to house rules, but that also kind of goes for things like we should touch on solo battles and weekend league, which will not be there during this EA access period.
Correct. Yeah.
So starting,
I think it's on the 29th, right?
Next week.
Okay.
Yes. So if you're part of the early access of the pre-order,
is weekend league gonna start the 29th?
That week will be the week that we run solo battles, right? And then the following week, I think, is the first week where we're going to have both solo battles and weekend league. And weekend
solo
league for the first week
solo
will be
battles
open.
will be on the
so you won't have
second
a
week
qualification method. You're just automatically going to be good to go.
Madden,
So
that's
kind of how that's going to
it's going to be crazy. That
roll
means people
itself
are
out.
going to be dying to spend. The market's going to be crazy.
House rules probably shortly thereafter will
early.
follow, but definitely part of our plans. You will see it
people
in
are going to be
August.
wanting to spend their money.
Well, there's definitely a lot of stuff. Before we go ahead and give you guys a reminder about tweeting us your legendary picture and really
so I'm saying, Corey, right?
One thing I want to highlight to you guys is we put a lot of stuff in Gridiron Notes for you guys. We talked about this, I believe it was last week, where on the Gridiron Notes we had Clint on the show. We went ahead and walked through a lot of the things that were in the Madden 20 closed beta feedback. And just one thing to note, a lot of those things that we highlighted that are going to be fixed are going to be fixed by worldwide launch. So you'll see some things kind of trickling in on 7/25, at EA Access, but the official 8.2 is when a lot of those things will be fixed. So when you guys get an update, on 8.2, it's a lot of the stuff that we reference in the Gridiron Notes right there. If there's anything that really stands out or we want to call out, we'll make sure to do that for you guys. But we did clarify that on the last stream. We want to let you guys know about that. Also, go to the Gridiron Notes Hub. There's a lot of information there for franchise-related stuff, for Madden Ultimate Team, gameplay, a lot of great information. Just a heads up, tomorrow we will go ahead and have a Gridiron Notes coming out for those achievement hunters in Madden 20. You'll get to see all the achievements for Xbox, PS4, and also PC. And then I think on the 24th, reward structure is really important. So I was working with Cody, huge shout out to him. We were kind of putting together a blog post for Gridiron Notes that walks through the reward structure for I think it's solo battles, MUT drafts, and also head-to-head seasons. There's a lot of content right there with all the breakdowns. One thing I do need to highlight with that specific article is that you need to sit down and you need to digest it because it's a lot. We spent a lot of time writing up that stuff, and we're always listening to your feedback. If you guys see things in these articles that you want updated in the future, let us know. But you know what? Without further ado, I know you guys want to get back to it. Make sure to check out Gridiron Notes, the Superstar X Factors and Superstar Ability requirements for MUT. Let's go ahead and tweet at us with a picture of your legendary status for Madden Rewards codes. I think that's actually really cool. I can't emphasize.
At EA Sports _MUT.
At EA Sports _MUT. I need to echo what Farrell said. I think it's really cool that our team, our community team is working with the community to kind of get that information out there.
I think if Kyler Murray even has a mediocre game,
it's something that we're just really passionate about. We appreciate our players tuning into MVD. We're really passionate about our players playing our game, and we want to be part of that process and making sure people get codes.
Like something is overhyped.
No, I just before we start wrapping things up.
So
another thank you to everybody tuning in. This was a long one. I think we kind of knew this was going to be a little bit of a elongated stream. So appreciate everybody tuning in, checking us out. EA Access coming up soon. Be ready. Thank you everybody in here. Appreciate it. Shout out to the team. I'll be joining you guys in about 5 minutes, maybe?
All right, we got to beep, back it up. One more time here on the show. We've got 2 giveaways minimum coming in, flying in with a little bit of Madden. Hold those games up, folks. Show them that they're real. Show them that they're here. We're going to be sending these out through email on the 25th.
Right now and try to do Darnell Savage. The other
Don't
rookie
forget,
premieres
as
didn't look that
AGK
crazy.
noted,
I need to do
over
Darnell
1,000
Savage and
codes
Marquise
for
Brown. I'll probably
legendary
go do
status
those
members
now.
through EA Sports Mutt Twitter. Take a photo, scribble your name on it, and we will select randomly for a chance to win from there. You've also got, for the MDD crowd, I understand most of you probably legendary. You're legendary if you're in the show. In my book,
I was waiting for it.
In the rewards book, you
put it on the tee for yourself. That one.
I've been practicing this all day.
Love
I've
it.
been sitting up here.
Love
yelling.
it. It's great.
So
let it all out right now.
We got a first winner.
First winner. Who is it?
Benny Big Dog.
Ooh,
Benny
Big Dog.
Benny Big Dog.
Has not thrown a no-hitter.
Unlikely. That is our first winner. When we do MDD in the mornings, obviously, goal there to pick it up heavily on 7:30 to 8:02. We have another around over 1,000 codes there that we'll be dropping in. I don't want to say we're going to drop in the chat, but we'll find ways through whispers and similar to Zeta Zodes to get them out to people. I understand it's a frenzy. We don't want to cause that, and we want to get them out earlier rather than later. So we'll keep an eye on that. Remember, worldwide launch not till 8/2. So I know everyone's excited. I know everyone's already clicked the link below for EA Access on July 25th. But of course, we'll be working.
Just don't do the tight end or the guard premiere.
That's
pretty much right.
One other opportunity, AGK mentioned it, and I would like to just draw a little bit more attention to it. Is
I think this is done. I think they're just going to do talking and doing cringe jokes.
but you
for the
can
rest of the
actually
time.
be a Madden ratings adjuster for the day. You can be just like Gabby the Granter and become a Madden ratings adjuster for the day. Due to the NFL 100, they're doing 100 awesome things. You could win a leg workout with Saquon Barkley. Travis Kelce will go to your wedding.
Crazy.
A bunch of awesome things. One of those
I gotta
is become
figure out
Madden
how I'm
ratings
going to put
adjuster
this green
for
screen.
the
This
day.
shit is
So,
annoying.
head on
Having
over to
this
the regular Madden Twitter. They tweeted about what you have to do. You got to tell us who you think should be a 99.
Gabby's not the only one I saw on the E60 special.
there's a lot
I mean,
of people.
there was definitely a lot of.
Having this like leaned into me, like it's, it's
So
ugly.
definitely do that. Definitely go get your EA access. At least click the link. We've got
We
one
have
more
been
giveaway
streaming
flying
like
in right
Josh
now.
Allen makes those
Beep,
since-
beep.
Crazy, right?
Jammer J.
Jammer J.
He's gonna go ahead and get a message from Gabby, and then we'll email him on 725 with that code, man.
Yeah.
So really exciting stuff here. That's 4
All right.
game copy giveaways.
Charles,
Lots more coming.
everybody's stuck with it. Gotta do more.
All right, Gabby, I'm in. We have codes. We'll take these.
I think he'll be okay.
This is an MDD, and we've got over 1,000.
I think
so
he'll be okay.
Just keep
'cause
hitting the button. Let's
his dad
do.
and
We have
his
3
brother,
minutes left till 9 o'clock.
they're like-
AGK said 2 hours.
Yep. Oh, and I had to say one thing.
They're like
Actually, let me bring that
fundamentally
up.
sound. They're
After the
fundamentally
stream
very
is
sound,
over,
him and
I
his brother.
believe Mutthead will have the Mutt player ratings. So definitely
He
go
just
check
has
it
to be
out.
decent,
On
though.
that blog
Like, all the
editorial that
hype,
we put
like,
out,
if he gets 10
this is
sacks,
what's
that's
next.
productive.
Ratings. All that information is out there. One thing to highlight is that there are some player items that won't be up there, like Legends, or like Deacon Jones or things like that, because those ratings are still being finalized. But everything should be done by 7:25. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that.
And when you send your legendary status, use hashtag Madden20. But
Yeah.
Listen,
So
that might be the same
Oh,
person,
you got the
that's
mic on.
I
keep
love
forgetting.
that
Cheers.
you
Yeah,
just dropped in that Mudhead's dropping the ratings.
Oh,
Also, your
nah,
Gridiron
this green
Notes
screen is
gonna be
actually
tremendous. Gabby the
it's
Granite.
funny. This is the Elgato one, the one that's like
James,
expensive.
no
as
relation
hell.
to LeBron James that I'm aware of.
Oh, man,
That I'm
that's
aware of.
just
Lance
weird.
James, another winner. We are giving out full copies of
like,
Madden 20. We're not giving away
something
EA
on
access
it
codes,
to lean
which
it
we
on.
will be doing in the future, especially on 725.
Getting the
Ratings
real
coming
deal.
up Next.
But you're getting the
I don't
full
think ratings are coming
standard
up on this
edition
stream,
here.
because they said
through-
I
they
just
just
checking
ended
to see if
at
there's
9.
anything out there
All right,
breaking
one
the
more,
internet.
last one.
All right, last one for Gabby. We've got 1 minute left. TikTok, beep beep, back it up.
Killer Jet.
Killer Jet.
Killer Jet has been following for 2 years.
This guy's been following for 2 years.
Killer.
Here we go.
Josh will be happy.
Beep beep.
Maybe that's the hockey team. Maybe
Back
that
it
was
up.
the hockey Jets.
Gabby, one more. One more for the fans at home. The chat has been amazing tonight. They showed up in a big way for
All
tonight's
this
show.
energy, man.
Jake
All this
in the
energy.
building.
Woo.
Jake in a big way coming in, getting a small break from work, but this is even actually work as well. He had to
Alright,
put all this
last one.
together.
Relentless. 111412.
Relentless. 11111142.
I think I know that number.
Relentless. We've been relentless.
I think
promoting
he's
EA
want to
access.
give. I think he's want to give away in the past.
Hey, More
Good
power.
stuff. More power to him. Great stuff.
We're good. All right.
All right.
Anything else you want to add? Agent K, you want to
No.
hit us with a Madden minute?
Honestly, I don't think I'm the best.
You've got 1 minute left.
All right.
I think
let's
they're
see.
in the stream.
All right, guys. I don't even know what to talk about. So, Madden Ultimate Team, guys, make sure to go ahead and check out. If you weren't on here, make sure to check out the archive. We talked about a lot of things, how to go ahead and start things up with Madden Ultimate Team. When you go ahead and pre-order the game, you're going to go ahead and get your pre-order information. What you got. We talked about MUT levels, what you can go ahead and unlock as you run through those MUT levels. We revealed MUT level master Torrey Holt. Right here, you got a 70 and 74. We also talked about some of those stats that you're going to need for tracking your career for your MUT dedication in the game, which is pretty awesome. We talked about theme builders. We revealed some right here, CJ Mosley, Ndamukong Suh, and Russell Wilson. We also talked about on the stream Series Master Von Miller. I mean, hey, Jake is bringing
This Series Master Von Miller is
Jake is bringing the heat
crazy,
this
though.
time, so no joke with the content. Really excited. We also have Journey Master Michael Thomas coming to the game if you are playing those journeys. Next up, the other thing too is we have Josh Allen, Rookie Master
Josh
in the
Allen.
exchange sets. You'll be able
Honestly,
to get
that's
him.
not that
Get
bad, though.
70
80
of
speed,
all
81
of
finesse.
the 4 rookies, and you can go ahead and complete him.
'cause
Also,
what we saw
Madden
about
Rewards
Miller's
MVP
speed, that
program.
actually
If you
isn't
played
bad.
Madden NFL 17, 18, or 19, make sure to go ahead and check in on August 2nd for your Madden Rewards MVP. Rookie premieres will also come out on August 2nd. And here they are for you right here. If you completed them last year, complete that set. You technically have till tomorrow morning, get them done.
Darnell
That set is
Savage.
gone afterwards. So,
it's probably gonna be Von Miller,
definitely finish that
Josh
stuff up.
Allen,
And last but not
on the
least,
edge.
Origin
Or
Access.
like Aaron
Origin
Donald.
Access.
Oof.
If you're on
Premiere.
It's gonna
PC,
be
Origin
nasty.
Access Premiere.
And EA Access.
I need
Yeah.
I need a heads up
And
on
the
when the
Master.
camera's coming back. I don't need to be
Yeah,
in this like
I
weird
just-
like.
yeah, we need to
like
Torrey
We
Holt,
need to talk
That's
about
gonna
it.
be
would
crazy.
Gibbs have done that?
Think
Would
Shazir's
Gibbs have
gonna
given us
be-
the heads up?
Yeah, they said.
He falls asleep.
They said
If you go,
Shazir's in
the
the
stream
game.
goes longer than 33
Said
minutes, he falls
Shazier
asleep.
is,
Someone's got
33
Fine.
33 is the number.
Yeah, that's why we only do 30 minutes.
How many?
Appreciate it,
Okay,
Kyle
like,
Blackwell.
yeah.
Buy yourself a couple minutes just to
Yeah.
be sure. I
Yeah,
got
there you
it.
go.
That makes sense.
Awesome. Well, thank you
No,
guys
thank
for tuning
you.
in.
Thank you guys.
He
Thank
said
you
he's
guys.
pretty
Thanks everybody in the
good jokes at
chat.
this
Appreciate it. Looking forward to another great year. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Great. Take care, guys.
All right, Madden stream over. That's it. Thank y'all for watching. So I'm gonna probably do videos breaking down each one of these points pretty much. That's probably gonna be the easiest way to do it. Break down all of them separately, so everything is like, cause I know I broke them down in pieces, but for people that don't like, that are like want to see like a 5-minute video or 2-minute video breakdown, probably do like 5 videos within the next 2 days coming up until 7:25, and then 7:25 is when I'll do the stream the first night, all night long, going crazy, ripping packs and playing head to head and stuff like that. So it's over. I feel like we need fireworks. That stream was great. It was great. I'm actually happy. They did a great job with this stream, like with the MUT 20. So, but that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Drink, Corey, Kyle, Justin that tuned in and talked to me nice. Dakota as well. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Gotta get up in the morning, and then I'm gonna probably break down these videos, break them down. I know other people are gonna be breaking them down, but I don't really care about when I do it. Even if other people are ahead of me, I know when I break it down, it's gonna be with different stuff and like more MUT oriented and more like regular human oriented, not like on some spend a lot of money. How like I'm gonna really break it down on like what to actually do, how to make money while you're doing it, the best way to do it, stuff like that. More for new players. But thank you guys. I'll see y'all later.